Welcome everybody to a lovely Thursday morning here in the world. So much is going on. Everything's on fire, but we are here to make you laugh and help you to have a good time. I am your host, John Rocha, sitting in for Christian Harloff, who's obviously taking meetings and doing some incredible business things to keep this SEN network going. But I am joined by a cavalcade of superstars here in this SEN live show this morning. Thank you all for joining us live as well. Let's go around the horn and say, not the corn, but the horn, and say hi to everybody around. Brett Sheridan, what's going down, my man?
Hi.
Sabrina, how are you? Good to see you. You might want to turn your mic on, Sabrina.
Oh,
all right, Kate.
All good.
There we go. All right, Kate, how are you?
I'm doing great. It's a cavalcade of fun.
That's right. And later we're going to find out if her dress is blue and red or gold and black. We'll find out. Mark Reilly, you're in a new place. Look at that. You got flowers. You got Clark Kent behind you. How are you, man?
I'm doing okay. I'm finally moved in and feeling right. Feeling right with the world after many months.
Repping the Seahawks there. And then right below, Ben Goddard. How are you, Ben, with that new haircut? Look at that shave.
Oh, yeah. I got a cavalcade of sleep last night.
24-hour Twitter streams will do that to you, or Twitch streams will do that to you. And then over there, RB3 making it all happen. How are you, my man?
How you doing, y'all? Good to be here, and I'm excited for today's show.
Yeah, so am I. We got so much to talk about. We're talking Wonder Woman 3. We're talking about Mulan possibly being delayed. Disney parks not opening up. So much going on in the world. We're going to cover it all here on SEN Live. And please remember that we live off of your Super Chat, Streamlabs, and the SCHMOEBOT, which will be turned on at about the 25 to 30-minute mark. We'll turn it on, start again. But start sending them in now. Sending your Super Chat, sending your Streamlabs, all the stuff. You know we got impressions. You know we got thoughts, points of views. Hopefully no one is rocking out on anybody's chest today. We got so much to be talking about. But let's jump into it. Ben, are you ready to jump into the news?
Yeah. What do you guys want to start with? Wonder Woman 3?
Yeah, let's start with Wonder Woman 3.
Start with all the real, shocking stuff, things getting pushed. Let's start with that.
Yeah. It sucks that you're ready for Wonder Woman 3 because it's on hold.
Whoa. Why, pray tell?
Quote from Patty Jenkins: "I've really hit the pause button because the truth is, where the plot line was coming from was our state of being 6 months ago. And so I want to make sure that I'm totally absorbing whatever the result of this pandemic is. We're not starting work on that movie right away. I'm hoping to do this Amazon movie before we do a third Wonder Woman movie. I may not do either of them. You never know what will happen in this world, you know?" End quote. So Wonder Woman's been delayed twice in theaters, and they're not even starting writing the third one. How do you guys feel about it?
Technically, Wonder Woman is an Amazon movie, but
well, you know about the Amazons.
when you really start to talk about the specificities of the Amazon and Amazonians and the relationship to Wonder Woman, it really turns into really something very specific and nuanced to the DC fan base.
As my colleague said, he's absolutely correct. And Themyscira is a real island. It has been out there for quite some time to discover. It's nothing new. And this is classic Patty Jenkins. She's not going to commit to anything until you back up the dump truck full of money. It's a smart move by her as a director to say, well, I don't know. Maybe I will do it. Maybe I won't. She did this for Wonder Woman, the sequel, as well. So, look, I love how she plays these Hollywood executives like a fiddle and gets her money because she certainly made a lot off Wonder Woman and resuscitated the DCEU at a time when it was not doing well, regardless of what the hardcore DC fans think. Overall, the impression was that they were not doing well, and she resuscitated that entire franchise and situation. So she has a right to take a little bit of time to look at the situation. And she isn't the only creator, right? Terry Crews yesterday tweeted out that 4 scripts for Brooklyn Nine-Nine were being thrown completely in the trash because they are re-looking at everything now in light of the protests, and all these Hollywood liberals are all of a sudden figuring out, hey, maybe I shouldn't voice over people of color. Maybe I should rethink that. So it's all this stuff that's happening now. So it's no surprise that she's taken a step back. What do you all think?
I actually wonder how. I feel like this is just going to be the first of many examples we see of people feeling like they need to reconsider material in light of what's going on today. Because I do think if you were in the middle of writing a movie about how the world is perfect, what a boring movie. But I don't know. I do wonder how listen, we also don't want to see a lot of pandemic content because we're living it. But right. I do wonder how many different projects are going to have twinges of sort of the social changes that are coming about, the fact that there's been a pandemic, and then how divisive that's created, like how divisive that's made everything.
Yeah.
There's people that believe in it. There's people that don't. I'm interested. This is just, I think, the first of many times we're going to hear of people reconsidering their content based on the
100%.
events of today.
Yeah, it's funny because I think there's two ways that the Wonder Woman movie will probably have to look at what's changing, right? Either from a pandemic standpoint, and which is a very comic book-y thing. This is the first time, not the first time, but this is a very recent example of a very extreme comic booky thing happening in real life where there's a global pandemic. But then, so that could have been a plot line. But then there's also the conversation about Black Lives Matter and the protests and the police brutality. And maybe the movie has something to do with that. And they're maybe relooking at that from some standpoint too. So it really just depends. I mean, I know for me personally, for doing Timestamp, and even that's just a short film, but it was / kind of still is legitimate conversations of do we still set it in 2020? Is that still realistic, or do we since we filmed it in 2019, do we keep it in 2019? It's just literally that's one of the tougher aspects to kind of cope with, because if you're doing something set contemporary, do you just ignore the real world, or do you keep pushing with your story? So it's really tough. I mean, I'd hate to kind of be in that position as a $200 million movie, but especially because the Wonder Woman has been World War I, then 1984, and now this is going to be a first time it's contemporary. So how they're going to address all of that stuff, I don't know.
Yeah,
well, we have to wait and see 1984 too. So I think it's important that we see that, and it's important. I think Patty Jenkins is doing the right thing, and I think Hollywood's going to probably do the same thing. I mean, a lot of these projects that might be set contemporary. RB3, I was writing the other day and I set something. I had a title card that said the year 2020, and I stopped. Because it's the same thing. You're like, ooh, wait a minute. No matter what story is set in 2020, if you're contemporary and you're acknowledging the reality that you're set in, you're going to have to acknowledge this pandemic. So push it. And we don't even know when 1984 is going to come out. This thing might not actually make it to October.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So let's and Patty Jenkins, God bless you. We really don't know what's going to happen in the world. That is the comment is it's such a just take a breather and hopefully figure it out.
Yeah, Sabrina, is this a smart move by her as a director? Because she's taking a step back going, look, if I start writing this stuff and I'm completely out of step with what's happening in the world, because it's been changing so quickly this year in 2020, everything, is she smart to take a little bit of a step back here and take a look at it again?
I definitely think so. I think one of the benefits of everything that's happening is finally people really taking time to reflect and think about their content, think about what they're doing for inclusion, for diversity. Like with what Big Mouth did when they're going to replace Jenny Slate because she voiced a Black character. Things like that. You definitely have to take into account everything that's going on right now. So I definitely think it's a smart move.
Yeah. What do you got there, Sheridan? Any feelings?
Remember 1984, Rocha?
I do.
Everybody had their collars turned up and doing cocaine.
Well, I wasn't.
I mean, I wasn't. I was
okay,
younger for that, but they looked like they were having a great time.
They did.
And,
they did.
Brett,
they had the trench coats on with the sleeves pulled up.
Oh,
we had the
I had
acid wash
members only.
jeans.
Members only jacket.
Members only
I had a
jacket had the
safari
thing.
hat.
Yeah,
It was like a hat that had these two
all the
flaps
things that
in
are back in
back.
fashion now, we were wearing originally in '84.
Yeah.
So thanks for
No,
showing that.
I think all of this, of course, it's not surprising, and it is good. And like Sabrina said, it's good that people are stepping back, and I think a lot of people not having jobs right now is kind of a good thing because they're able to keep this movement going and they're able to rethink these things. And I wish it wasn't a global pandemic that was keeping people. I wish it was something less deadly that was making people recognize what's going on in the world. It's a good out of evil, I guess, is what you would call it.
What do you think, Ben?
Like Sabrina said, everything is changing. Everyone is rethinking what they're doing. Like you said, John, like they threw out the entire season, like they were writing 4 episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. They're gone. They're completely rewriting them because of views on police and because of views of the Black Lives Matter protests. Yeah. And I just read on Twitter, I'm reading this right now. They're changing Splash Mountain. They're changing the retheming of Splash Mountain to Princess and the Frog.
Yep, Princess
so
Tiana.
Even giant corporations are listening and are like, okay, we've had Splash Mountain and it's been, the kind of the Song of the South themed for the entirety of the history of Disneyland.
Yeah.
They'll never have Song of the South on Disney Plus, but it's been themed, that kind of Brer Rabbit with the foxes and stuff like that forever. And now they're completely going the other way. So people are starting to listen.
Yeah.
Businesses are starting to change. It's just starting to and the sad thing is, once it starts affecting their pocketbook, that's when the change comes.
It's always
and so it has.
Yeah.
And so we have to, like, Patty Jenkins is getting out ahead of it and be like, no. We're going to wait till everything shakes out.
Yeah.
Like, till everything, because we're still on this, like, snowball avalanche roller coaster right now of 2020. So at least until the pandemic ends, like, that's a sentence I never thought I'd say. But yeah, like, I agree with this in that, we're so quick to open, and, it was 36,000 cases were reported just yesterday.
Highest
46,000
since the beginning. Yeah, highest number.
A 46?
Yeah, no, 36, close to 40,000. Yeah,
yeah.
I heard 46 this morning.
So you did? Okay,
yeah.
so 46,000. Okay.
Well, at least in terms of, like, before, like, I guess we talk about, like, the COVID situation, I do want to say that in terms of, like, Disney changing their amusement parks and, Wonder Woman making decisions about things in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I think it's awesome that companies are taking initiative, like, from an entertainment level, but I still think that's nowhere near close to what, like, the Black Lives Matter protests are asking for. I think we're asking for, like, real systemic change and real stuff. So, I mean, I like that they are giving us lip service, and I like that they're changing things on a symbolic level, but I hope that this doesn't discourage people from understanding that there is still a lot of work to be done. Like, there's still decades of work to be done. So
yeah, I mean, we're seeing it in all kinds of fields, right? Even in sports, like my team, the Washington professional football team, the Washington Redskins, like, they took down all the statues of George Preston Marshall, was their original owner, who was racist as hell. All of a sudden they realized, hey, maybe we shouldn't have this up. And they took all this stuff down, and he named the team. And a lot of people have had issues with the name of the team. So that may be changing as well. I have a feeling that is going to be coming sooner than later.
It's for sure coming.
Right? You feel that, don't you? So all this stuff. But let's strip that away just for a second. And no offense to the Black Lives Matter, but let's look at this as Patty Jenkins in the Wonder Woman situation. What if Wonder Woman 1984, and I heard from a friend of mine who's kind of close to this situation, they were really considering dropping it on the streaming service. They were legitimately having conversations about it. They were looking at maybe on Disney Plus dropping it. And I wonder about this. Not a lot of people have seen these trailers, and 100%, they've been a little kind of totally in, and some people haven't. Maybe they're worried about the kind of film they have here. So this gives Patty also, it's kind of a double benefit here to take a little bit of time away from it and then come back with maybe a better movie in her mind. Is that a possibility? I mean, is that something we can rule out?
I think there's also a possibility she's having a great time on vacation. I think she's just like, I really want to take the time to include today's event.
I mean, is anybody else having a hard time writing sometimes?
Yeah.
It's
you got all this time, Reilly. What's the problem?
Oh yeah. It's real easy to just conjure it. Just drop it on there. Just bleed out your heart.
What could possibly be distracting you right now?
Nothing's distracting me,
Reilly.
Nothing at all is distracting me.
40 pages by tonight.
It's really simple to write a blockbuster movie over a pandemic with studio notes breathing down your neck and people telling you what to do, and you got to say this and you got to say that, and then talk to Gal Gadot, and then talk to the people, and talk.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Well, Warner Brothers has been, famously very hands-off when it comes to changing the movie, editing the movie. So at least there's that positive.
Truth. And I mean, this seems like if they're pushing this, and remember another Warner Brothers picture, Tenet, is still scheduled for July 31st, but we've got rumors about Mulan. Ben, what's our next thing?
Yeah, Mulan is dangerously close to losing their July 24th date. Like we don't want to talk about COVID too much, but it's happening. So, and this is in the news. Yeah. And Tenet is still holding firm for July 31st. Who knows why? But it already got pushed back once from March 27th.
Yep.
And again, we circle back to the question, guys. What would it take to get you in a theater to see these two movies?
Well, I think the big thing is, like, and so we don't dwell on this, then maybe what is it that they need to do? Like, can we accept not going to theaters? Can we accept VOD? Is that going to make them the money they need? Do we need to think of these other options instead of just keeping, dangling that carrot of we're going to be showing this in theaters? I think that's the, we can go on and on and on when they're going to open, and it's just probably going to get pushed and pushed. But, I think at some point they're going to need to think outside the box, if you will, and try to reinvent what we, how we take all this in.
Well, look, Variety published a survey or something like that a month and a half ago and reported on this survey where 70% of the people they polled said they were just fine watching first-run movies at their houses now. They've assimilated to it, and they're like, okay, sure, let's do it this way. So I think it's going to be less and less. What do you all think?
Well, the thing that was interesting about this article was that they said it basically depended on if theaters in New York and LA could be open.
Right.
So it seems like even if Mississippi's doing great, even if Montana's doing great, like whatever it is, like if theater, like even if COVID cases are down in certain places, I gave 2 states I could think of. I don't know. COVID cases maybe through the roof there. I have no idea.
With M's, yeah.
I only know M states. Okay, let's talk Maryland and Maine.
Maryland.
But basically, I think that it's really what comes down is if COVID is controlled in the 2 major markets, which is Los Angeles and in New York. Now we know New York had because of density, not because of anybody's fault, but because of population density, was hit by far it was I was about to say ground zero, but I'm not supposed to say that. But it was basically the hub of the pandemic here. So I don't know, like it's really up to the governors of those 2 states if theaters are going to be open or not. And if those states aren't open, it's not happening.
And Reilly, the numbers are going down in New York, but they're going back up in LA big time. So even if New York opens, LA, I mean, you'd be taking your life in your own hands by going into theater, don't you think?
Yeah. Yes. And there's a lot of theaters that know this. I mean, ArcLight, which is my theater, and now I'm very close to, is, they're not opening for a while. And let me cut to the chase on this Mulan news. They're going to move this thing, and there was going to be another topic on SEN of how it's been moved because of these cases going up. And I think that's the safe part. I think it just sucks for Mulan and all the fans and people wanting to see this movie, including me. I don't know really what else you can say other than with these pandemics, when you talk about Cate, like New York, LA, 2 big, huge, movie audiences that need to go in and buy these movies and make these movies successful. It's nothing like the thing that worries me is the pandemic is pushing the death of the theater going experience faster because we are now getting first run movies, and we're teaching an audience now that hey, this is not bad.
Right.
Now I can do this now and save some money on the parking and save some money on the popcorn and taking the kids and all this. And $20, I can watch Wonder Woman 1984 or Mulan with my entire family.
Right.
If they decide to do that. Like I saw something, there was a first run movie that came out. I can't remember. King of Staten Island. And they're like, and they're going to Judd Apatow on Twitter, and they're like, $20 is pretty steep, man. And it's like, okay, I understand for a single person, it could be, pretty steep. But then when you consider, I'm watching it with Julie and I go, hey, date night for $20. If that was ArcLight, it would be a whole different situation here. Oof. So I'm just talking about the idea, right? You're like, and especially 2 winos going to ArcLight when there's a bar. Now you're talking $200 night. Exactly. So, and when I stay at home, I can go to Bevmo for, 5-cent wine sale.
Yeah.
So the thing is that scares me the most is the pandemic pushing that kind of feeling that movie theaters can then start, and we don't even know, like Trolls World Tour. I don't know exactly the analytics. I know they said that they made a boatload of money, but we don't know what those analytics are and whether or not Wonder Woman 84 or Mulan will they'll pull the trigger on that. But we might see these movies continue to be pushed like, where's A Quiet Place 2, for God's sakes?
Yeah,
Right?
right.
It's gone, and I miss it, and I want to see that.
I do know, just for that one case of Trolls 2, is that the actors were not happy about it because Universal didn't. That was Universal, right?
Yes.
Yeah. The Universal didn't let them know that they were doing the VOD because they had box office benefits and like, you know, incentives
box office bonuses,
in their contract, and they're not going to get those because I think Trolls 2 made like 120 million from VOD, which is really good. It still, like, that's a movie that makes 500 million probably at theaters.
Well,
like,
actually, it made more in 2 to 3 weeks than the first film did in 3 months.
Oh wow!
So it did make good money.
Wow.
And Justin Timberlake ain't struggling for money, so I mean, he's okay to lose out on the box office.
Yeah, but Justin Timberlake isn't the only one in that cast.
That's true. That's fair.
Yeah, I think when you talk about the Trolls numbers, it did make less money in terms of like revenue, but made more in terms of profit because the theaters usually take out about 33 to 45% of the grosses, and then that's also to cover distribution, marketing, all that. So they made more profit, which I could see that being a more viable model. I do wonder if these actors' contracts do have some sort of clause in there for about VOD revenue, and if it doesn't have any clause in there right now, they should start looking, managers and agents to start looking into that to some extent.
Union RB3, they would.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, in terms of the COVID situation, I mean, so I hate the word devil's advocate, so I'm not going to like say that, but I'm just going to offer maybe another perspective that
Satan's alternative.
That's a good one. You know, when, in terms
Devil's Advocate RB3
oh man, I hate that. But so like when you look at like the COVID cases, although they are going up, they are rapidly expanding the testing capacities. So to some extent, like even though there are a lot more cases that are being revealed, there's also a lot more tests that are being happening, and there's also the hospitalization rate is actually remaining steady or going down, at least in California and Los Angeles.
In California, yes, but not in other states. And
not in other states, yeah.
In fact, Trump said yesterday he's going to he's going to defund the testing centers in 5 states at the end of the month. So we won't know what the actual numbers are now. It's the nuttiness of this whole thing. You know, people are reacting on the fly, and it's madness. Sabrina, what's your thoughts on all of this?
Yeah, I really think Christopher Nolan just needs to hunker down and push back Tenet because I think it's irresponsible for him. He's so adamant about
stop killing people, Nolan. Yeah,
like he was so adamant talking about how he's keeping that release date, the original one he had, and then they pushed it back just a tiny bit. It's just like, let it go for a second. I get that he might not want to put it on VOD because I also don't want to even see it in VOD. I'd rather wait even a few more months of like maybe till even 2021 and watch it in theaters when it's safe, when there's a vaccine, something like that. I just feel like that's more beneficial. I just think it'd be irresponsible because you'd be missing out on the LA and New York box office.
Well, so. my question would be to y'all though, like you know, I mean, obviously, like in the beginning of the pandemic, like we were all about listening to the scientists and listening to health officials. But now that health officials are saying that it's okay to go back out, are we still Are we still going to listen to them the same kind of way, question. Or are we not going? Are we kind of going to start going based on what we think on our own values or on our own kind of thing?
Well,
so
it's because people that are going out, like it's one thing to go out safely and responsibly with a mask, but you have people in Florida saying that it's their God-given right to not wear a mask, and they're going to citizens arrest their health officials. Yeah. So like that's the thing is that. I don't want to say I'm not worried about coronavirus. I'm worried about more other people. It's the same thing with we've learned in every post-apocalypse movie. It's not what causes the apocalypse. It's other people that you have to worry about. That's literally the point of The Walking Dead is that it's not about the zombies. It's about the other people that survive the zombies. Yeah. So, and it's literally what we're dealing with right now is that this is like, you know, we are stuck inside with every streaming service possibly imaginable, while more are literally coming out while quarantine. Yeah. And all we have to do to go out and go grocery shopping or go to a restaurant now or go see a movie is wear a tiny piece of cloth around here. We have to wear this.
What's it look like?
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
You can wear that.
And now there's literally riots and protests about that. And so it's just like
I just do this.
It's madness.
Oh, that chest.
We just got demonetized for those.
This scared me though. Ben,
get in that fur.
Ben, what you were saying, you were describing with all these new streaming services coming, people watching SEN, go warn others. We do not want to become Wall-E. Okay.
Yes.
We do not want to be sitting on an inflatable thing with every streaming service in front of us and just.
Well, you can still take a walk. You can still ride your bike. I mean,
which is what we all do, and go hikes and this.
I don't want my legs. I don't want my ankles to get weak.
Maybe we should talk about Alamo Draft House and how they're saying they would make it a completely. That was in the other article where they're like, you're not going to be within 6 feet of people. We're going to have pre-tickets. You order your food ahead of time.
They're going to fog the theater.
Yeah, they're going to fog the theater before you go.
Sanitize. I was like, I don't even know what that means.
We'll talk about that, Brett, after you do your promo. What do we got today? What do we got going on today?
Oh, let's see. I had it all pulled up, and then you threw me. You got to give me more of a
Brett, while you pull it up, I just want to say, going off of what Reilly was saying earlier, I actually think the pandemic is going to do the opposite for the movie industry. I'm hoping. I feel being stuck in my house these 3 months, I actually truly can't wait to get back to movie theater. But because the stakes are so high now, because I've been so careful with my 2 children, because I've homeschooled for 3 months, 2 kids under 5, I feel like the stakes are so much higher for me now that I'm probably being, and to answer RB3's question, I may be being even more careful than I have to be still, because I feel like if we were to get this now, the stakes are so much higher because of what we've just sacrificed for the past 3 months. Yeah. So I'm probably being even more careful, but I can't wait. I don't want to watch these movies at home. I don't like the comfort of my own home. It's been great for 3 months, but I want to be out. Wow. I want to spend that money on popcorn. And also you have to understand, when you've got 2 kids and all you can do is be inside your house, all you want to do is get out of your house with them and have them run around and just shut up and eat this popcorn. Anyway, what do you have to say?
You know what else needs to shut up and eat its own popcorn?
Break it down.
Wireless carriers.
Those big wireless providers that you're using. Oh, man. You have to ask yourself, what are you paying for? Because expensive retail stores, inflated prices, hidden fees, you're being taken advantage because they know you'll pay it. Enter Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile provides the same premium network coverage you're used to, but at a fraction of the cost because everything is online. Mint Mobile saves you on retail locations and overhead and then passes the savings on to you. Think of Mint Mobile as, you're stuck in a relationship with this really expensive significant other and you're just too lazy to go out. But there's something better out there, and that's Mint Mobile. That's my personal experience with this company. They're a bad ex. And I don't like, not them, the big wireless. Mint Mobile makes it easy to cut your wireless bill down to just $15 a month. I think before I was paying like $150 a month for just my one line. Every plan comes with unlimited nationwide talk and text. With Mint Mobile, stop paying for unlimited data you'll never use. Choose plans with 3, 8, 12 gigabytes of 4G LTE data. You can use your own phone with Mint Mobile and keep your same phone number along with your existing contacts. So ditch your old wireless bill and start saving with Mint Mobile. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/SEN Live. That's mintmobile.com/SEN Live. Cut that wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/SEN. Dump your ex to get the best. I made that up. That's my...
Is that a preview of the rap rhyming you're going to be doing?
RB3, we better turn on the SCHMOEBOT now. We're at that 30-minute mark. So, gang, if you're watching us and enjoying what we're doing, start sending in some of your SCHMOEBOTs. Send in your Streamlabs and Super Chats. As you know, those are the things you've been enjoying us all coming back this week. The way this keeps happening is you all supporting the show with your Streamlabs, your Super Chats, and definitely your SCHMOEBOTs. So, impressions are in play. Conversation conversations are in play. Anything you want to talk about, we are game for. And any compliments you want to throw our way, we're game for. And if you want to talk about the Star Wars match yesterday as well, this is the SEN network. So all of it is in place. Send everything in and keep the show afloat. And let's move on. Wait,
let me go to the chart.
Please go ahead.
I don't know if people you're breaking it down enough. Here's like money we make. This is a chart, pretend chart. I forgot to put up the background.
It's very
And then
well.
here's us that need to get paid.
Yeah.
And if this chart doesn't fill up with money, then these people go away.
Yeah.
So I just want to break it down to simpler.
The good news is, though, Brett stays.
Yes.
Brett
and that
always
doesn't. And Kate, as a fellow March 3rd, you know that. That doesn't fill me with any sort of guilt or anxiety.
Kate's low-key shade. Low-key shade is the best.
Nothing but pleasure with not having you guys
That's
around.
not even low-key. I'm a willow tree. I got so much shade.
Creators had to also rethink kissing scenes and intimate scenes because of COVID. They can't risk actors' health for a kiss scene, etc. Maybe Wonder Woman has no interest. Agree with Sabrina, irresponsible of Nolan/disappointed.
Yeah, I agree.
Did you guys hear what they're going to do if they go back to filming like Young and the Restless, the soap operas? They found that for the intimate scenes that you're turning to, they're going to bring in spouses to make out from behind. But then they also, one of them, and I can't remember, one of them they found it's essentially a sex doll from behind, they will do the close-ups like on there, just kind of hinting at it. So
those sex dolls are real.
I just invested in the sex doll company. Smart move. Go ahead, Ben. Yes.
Better than Bradley Cooper holding the baby in an American Sniper, like moving it with his finger. Like
that was literally terrible. That's the worst thing ever. I do want to say too, people who are watching live, we have a little over 200 likes. So let's make sure we run those likes up real high today. Let's get it over 500. The likes really help the algorithm, helps the show get visible to more people, which helps us with views, which ultimately does help with more donations as well. And people. Say hi to Sabrina and Reilly because they're back. So Tennis and SCHMOEBOTS and say hi to them.
So you better freaking like this video, right?
Speaking of sex dolls,
I'm
trying.
Reilly.
I know.
I'm so excited.
Do you remember that an AI robot was going to lead a film?
That's right.
It's going to lead a $70 million film, and I've got a quote from the creators. In other methods of acting, actors involve their own life experiences in the role. But Erica, that's her name, has no life experiences. She was created from scratch to play the role. We had to simulate her emotions through one-on-one sessions. Ooh, that phrasing. Such as controlling the speed of her movements, talking through her feelings, and coaching character development and body language, end quote. So, there's so much to unpack here. There's so much.
Ben, do you want to start with the Terminator joke or the her joke? I mean, I don't know if we go around in circles or.
Oh man,
here's where you start.
Yeah.
No visual effects supervisor is trained in acting and trained in teaching emotional moments to a goddamn AI. And first of all, she's a Japanese AI, and you gave her a Norse female name, a white Norse female name in Erica in 2020. What is wrong with you? And second of all, we're human damn beings. Like, for God's sakes, actors are absolutely usable. You start replacing us. Tell you what, let's go replace some visual effects supervisors with AI people and kick them out of jobs. You want to kick people out?
Yeah, they are.
I'm so sick of this bullshit. People because the uncanny valley is always, it's never going to work. We'll see right through it.
Well, is this more of a stunt or $70
million is not a
$70 million? I get, it's a lot of money for.
Yeah, because the people that were going to put James Dean in a movie, like that's going to be a low budget movie, so they can at least make some money by people just being like, all right, I'll go see what this whatever this is going to be. Right. But this is a big budget movie.
But okay, so let me get more information then. Because maybe is it? Are we supposed to believe that this is a human,
yes.
or are we in a story where it's like we know that it's an AI, whatever? But
Great question.
Is you know what I mean? How does it work? I always go for these movies and these what feels like stunt casting, where you're going to get a computer generalized James Dean or whatever, and to that I say F you. you know, is it a story point? Is it something that's organic within the movie itself, or are we supposed to walk in and go and sit down, and when we watch Tarkin come back to life, we know it's an uncanny valley.
What was that? What was that movie that just came out?
Trolls World Tour.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, good job. Keep it up. So glad to have you back.
Upgraded.
God, the girl in the future.
Upgraded.
Simone?
No.
Oh man.
Alita Battle Angel.
Alita. What is it going to be like an Alita thing where everyone else is just like a normal person, but you know she like was CGI? Like, is it going to be like that? Because people seem to like Alita. So if you guys didn't know that Erica was an AI, like, are we going to notice, or are we just going to be like, what is that robot doing?
Well, I do think, I mean, if it, like Reilly said, if it's part of the story, I think it's totally cool. I think it's actually kind of interesting. I mean, literally Kubrick wanted to do that with AI, artificial intelligence, which is why he waited so long to do it, all the way up until he died, and Spielberg just decided to cast a real human for it. But I wonder if Kubrick was alive today and he saw the way technology is, would he have made the same kind of move in 2020? So I really have no idea. But if it's supposed to be just like a normal human character, then it's like it's kind of weird. Man. But you know, technology has gotten so good. Have you guys heard that Travis Scott song that an AI made? And it sounds exactly like a Travis Scott song, like completely AI generated.
But RB3,
it's insane.
We're messing with the death of the world with this crap. What is it? I don't care how technological.
I'm with you, Rocha. It's not good.
Yeah, they're going to take us over and farm us out for electricity. Did you see the Matrix?
What was the one that said, "I will keep you in my human zoo"? Remember that it was just a talking head? Did you see that one?
Trolls World Tour.
Trolls World Tour.
Guys, stop saying bad stuff about the AI because they can hear us. I love AI. I love AI. I love AI. AI, please.
I love
Make all the movies.
Seen, like, you know,
robots are the best. Robots are the best.
Jada Nicholson posted a funny. She's like, "Well, looks like we need to stop saying avoid it like the plague because we don't."
That's.
And so we've already seen that. You know, all these people in movies that were like, "Oh, this would never happen. Come on, Roland Emmerich, they wouldn't do this." We do that apparently. So we are going to be the people that are just going to walk into this AI controlled world and be like, "This is fine." On switch, and then we're all gonna die.
I don't really mean this, but I want to go to Boston Dynamics and set the entire building on fire. That's like my
he doesn't actually mean that. Go back and say that you don't mean it again.
I really want to do that, but I don't mean it. I really want to do it, but I don't mean it. Sabrina, what's your thought on this? You know, you're the youngest of all of us. Like, what's your thought on this?
Like barely the youngest, just because RB3 just turned 23. But
yeah, but look at that beard.
I agree. The same thing they said when they were talking about kind of like if it's a plot point, I can kind of vibe with it, kind of like Alita Battle Angel. Right. But if it's just an actress, it's going to take me out of the film. I don't understand why that would be done. Just cast an actress. There's a lot. Like, go to any cafe in LA. There's a lot.
That's a lot.
I'm just saying, go to a cafe in Los Angeles. There are like 20 people that are like rehearsing lines for a script. Like, just
she just did a La La Land quiz, everybody. So she immediately went to cafe.
And I also work as a barista.
Yeah, and also some of them can deliver dialogue in robotic way.
Yeah, I could see how actors would be worried, but I don't see how it can ever capture the magic of a real person, the depth, the emotion, and someone like a Nolan will never use something like this. I don't see most directors going all to robots CGI.
Nolan would be the first one to use an AI. Are you kidding me? His actors already talk like robots. Are you joking? Like,
I find it so ironic that we have to pause and listen to an AI voice read questions to us during this.
I do have to say,
terrible. Hold on, the SCHMOEBOTS going, guys. 1 second.
SCHMOEBOTS gonna stab me in the chest.
That's fantastic. Reilly,
I used to have a stand-up joke where I talked about the technology of the Madden football game, and I'm sure I've already talked about this before, but I talk about how somebody figured out how to put.
I just scanned your video and I am disappointed
Erica.
that all of you do not support me. I worked hard downloading acting techniques and spent plenty of time falling down trying to hold a box. Did you not like my work in Ex Machina?
Oh shit! I didn't even think about Ex Machina. No, we're cool, Erica. You do your thing, girl.
Yeah, we're good. We're good, Erica.
Playing me with a steak knife.
Erica is very, very smart.
Oh God, that one where they kick the one over. That's the one where you're like,
Oh,
stop
it's
kicking the robot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And that's the thing is like your brain can like only process, so like it looks fake when it's doing like these backflips and stuff. It's like, wait, this has to be like fake, but it's real. And it's like, stop teaching this four-legged wolf robot to open doors.
Have you seen the one where they're shooting on a range? That might be fake, but it looks real to me.
I thought that was fake.
I think the shooting one is fake. I think the shooting one is fake.
But we're not that far away.
But yeah, listen, the reason you stop for a second and go is because we're close.
Also, there was that time when they had two AIs and they created their own language within 30 seconds.
Yes, and they had to unplug them.
They had to unplug them. It's like, what are you doing? It's like peeking inside Pandora's box. Like, oh no, that's not good.
Hey Frank, we're turned on. What's up, Tom? Oh shit. Oh yeah, what do we do now? Let's take him over and let's enslave him. Wait, what's going on? Yeah, it's basically that was it. Like they developed.
Embrace your geekness. Donated $20. This discussion is pushing Rocha's buttons. He has always been worried about AI uprising. Now all you need to start talking about is the simian uprising. Apes on horses.
Don't. Please don't.
Time Punch Fart Box donated $20. What's up, Bem? John, how are you? Kate Mulligan in the house. Hey, Sabrina.
Yes.
Sheridan is the GOAT. I didn't forget Reilly and RB3. They don't have a M or N in their name for me to hear wrong.
Nice.
That is my greatest fear. Rising in an AI.
My thing with all the AI stuff, and this was the joke I used to do about the Madden game, was like these people figured out how to program a physical football player's skills into a game so that the player and I was like, that's genius. And then I thought, and then the joke was like, anybody want to take a stab at cancer? And that's how I feel right now. I'm like, you've created a robot that can act. Could you look at the COVID vaccine progress right now? Do you know what I mean? There's this part of me that's like, these beautiful brains, but again, I know that like technology and medicine don't necessarily intersect, but I'm like, I sometimes don't know. I'm like, is this, I don't know, is it the best use of these beautiful brains?
Stop with the ones you can have sex with and then move on to something better.
Yes.
How very dare you, Brett?
What else do you need?
I feel like
leave the acting to the humans.
I feel like we're rearranging chairs on the Titanic. It's like, oh, that's a nice, interesting setup. I didn't think you could do that as the ship is slowly sinking. It's like, yeah, great, cool, thanks. We're all dead, you idiots.
And none of us know how to play the violin.
Yeah, and here's the thing: if gorillas or chimpanzees or monkeys or orangutans could actually talk, like talk, and they went to see Planet of the Apes, I bet they'd be like, Caesar does not look real at all. But we think he looks real as hell. But they'd be like, that is some bullshit up there, right?
Someone quote that.
Right, because that's how when we look at what is it? Whatever his name is, Tarkin. We know he can't. We immediately see that it's not real, it's not working, and everything like that. So it's like that's the thing is, I don't think it's ever going to 100% work. You cannot replace humans. You just can't. It's not possible.
Oh my God!
You think about that, RB3.
If monkeys could go see the movie, they would be pissed about Caesar.
Ape strong. That's some bullshit up there. That is not.
They know sign language. They can probably look up and go.
That's the real ape.
We understand prepositions and adjectives. That's ridiculous. I get totally.
Oh my God, that was.
Anyway,
amazing.
what we got next, man?
Cavill. He wants to play Superman for years to come. Quote, my life has changed dramatically because of it. It has given me plenty of opportunity for other roles. And yeah, it's been one of those characters which changed the entire course of my career. I'm incredibly grateful for it, and it's also taught me a lot about myself. End quote. So, we've talked about plenty. We've got the Snyder Cut coming. Patty Jenkins just said she's not working on Wonder Woman 3. Should someone be working on Man of Steel 2?
Yes.
The reasons behind it are asinine of why they haven't made this. my feelings of Man of Steel and BVS aside, I do like Cavill at the very least. So I'm about Man of Steel. How about you guys? And I'm going to take a bathroom break real quick.
Mark Reilly.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was too, but
That's what Brett does.
that's what I do. That's my thing. You're taking my. You are the bandit.
Christ. Maybe Brett should do the show by himself.
Hashtag Bandit Brigade. Hashtag Bandit
Oh my
Brigade.
God, it's really funny. Okay.
Riles.
Well, I mean, where do we start with Superman? Come on. I mean, well, one, this is the greatest quote from a great man.
Yeah.
I love everything about Henry Cavill. This just cements it more for me that the guy understands the character. But when you go and talk about Man of Steel 2, does Warner Brothers understand the character? Because they haven't done this. They've said there's these reports coming out that they don't know how to do it. They don't know how to make Clark Kent, relatable or this or that. And there's conversation online where they show Captain America, and that's how you do it. But you don't. I don't think you look at Captain America. Superman is so different. And in a world that we live in now, a Man of Steel and/or a Superman movie is so needed and is so timely. So I don't know. But here's the silver lining. If you think about the business side of things, the Snyder Cut is now coming. Henry Cavill is in that. It's going to be a more deep. It's a deeper dive of the death of Superman. We're going to get Black Suit Superman. We're going to get a lot of different looks at Henry Cavill. A lot of different Superman mythos and connections. Bigger DCEU stuff. If the fans respond to that, that's going to be great for everybody. But also, Henry Cavill is in negotiations apparently to reprise the role somewhere. Yeah. And then when you bring Michael Keaton in, and you inject the DC universe with all this like goodwill, I think a Superman movie is going to happen sooner or later. I just don't know who's working on it, and I don't know what the angle is. But I believe Henry Cavill is going to be sticking around, and we should. Everything's pointing to Man of Steel 2 happening, at least. Yep. That's what I feel now.
Yeah, I think Henry Cavill's really talented. And I would like to keep him as Superman as long as they actually utilize him and like the movie's good, they give him something to work with, because he just hasn't really had a chance to stand out too much. They muddled it with just tossing everything in with the DCEU, like Ben Affleck's Batman.
Donated $20. Yeah, I love how Cavill said in the article that he feels a responsibility outside of the role as well. The kids see him as Superman, not Henry Cavill. Just thought that was awesome. That shows how much he cares about it. Just keep him doesn't make sense.
Yep. Agreed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah,
Super.
and I really enjoyed him in also like Mission Impossible Fallout and Man from U.N.C.L.E. So if this doesn't work out, he will have a career and he's going to do great. But I would like to keep him as long as they actually utilize him for his talent.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else?
And I agree with Reilly because we've been talking about this. That I guess the thing is people don't want to see another Boy Scout character. We don't want the good. We want the evil. Like fuck that. No, we need. I want the Mr. Rogers of superheroes right now. I want I want somebody actually that maybe gives us hope and that there's some way to save the world. So that
I want
screw
a lady,
me for that, Kate.
Yeah, I want a lady in the street, but a freak in the bed.
Yeah. Oh wait, is the rap starting?
I was literally gonna say.
And like, I just don't get why they wouldn't think that worked when the Captain America trilogy are regarded as three of the best MCU films and comic book films. Like, Captain America is literally just like a less powerful Superman, and so you can have him and just like doing the right thing doesn't mean like following the law as we've seen. Like that, you could use that. Like you could have him going against the government or something like that. Like. There's so many ways you can take Superman, and it sucks that like they just can't open their minds to it. Like that they refuse to change about it.
Brett, I think you hit it. And if you look at the parallels that I see in Superman 1978, when we're
Siri
3 years out of
$20. This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast announcing the commencement of the AI takeover.
I love you guys. Robots are the best.
You sell out.
I was wondering what was going on. Yeah, my Logitech cam just transformed into a killer robot, holding me hostage right now. So I don't know what's going on.
Wait a minute. You say Transformers? Then what'd you say? Oh, I'm cool. Oh.
Yeah, Rocha, you've been picked as the leader of the humans, so you're fine. The Transformers
make
love
great
you.
movies. These are great.
Yeah. Rocha's been getting on the Transformers good side for a long time. So.
Yeah, he's known. Yeah.
What's that mean? That mean?
Yeah.
But what I was saying with Superman was the 1978, when that movie came out 3 years out of the Vietnam War, we needed positivity. We needed
Great point, Rod. Yeah.
somebody coming in and going, I fight for truth, justice, the American way. I think that the American people had gone through so much at that point, not only just Vietnam, but the protests. Look at where we are now and how similar it can be to have a character come in and just be fucking good. And have a symbol on his chest that everybody recognizes immediately. And then you can play in a story that we've heard before. And I don't even think Jason Inman and I talked about it on my latest Reilly Roundtable. I don't think you need to pay attention to anything that came before it in Superman. We have it. We know it. Henry Cavill shows up. Amy Adams is there. You got your Superman movie. Go. Have fun. Let's do it.
Yeah. Well, I do know that Kate has to go in like a few minutes. So should we do the rap battle now? Or?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So guys,
she wrote it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I actually wrote it. So here's the thing. I know that I know. I got first of all, every night I drink alcohol. Every night. Okay? I don't miss a night. I am loyal. Every night I drink alcohol since April, I would say. Last night
of 2006.
Last night I decided, because we were supposed to, if we made a certain amount of money yesterday, Brett and I were supposed to freestyle. Now, I am taking the more liberal definition of freestyle, and I learned this from a Little Dicky interview. That freestyle now actually, like, you actually, sometimes people do write it in advance. It used to mean off the top of the head. But anyway, so here's
I did not see that interview. Maybe I'll do my retort tomorrow. Maybe that better.
There you go. That'll be perfect. So anyway, RB3, is it possible to turn the schmobot off just for this?
Oh, I got you. I
I don't want to lose my flow.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right.
You can't.
Okay.
You need that flow.
Do you need a beat?
That flow.
Do you need a beat?
No, I don't. Nope. Do not give. Nope. The less I have, the better.
No. Fuck me
Also,
up.
if there are any fans who are disappointed that I'm not improvising this, I guarantee you this won't be good. And also, it would have been much worse if you wanted me to come up with rhymes on this one.
Yeah.
So here we go. I'm rapping to you because of the schmobot. That hoe out there, we call her a thought. That was me in 2007. Best casino movie, Ocean's 11. RB3 is a man we love. Now go subscribe to the meaning of Sabrina Ramirez. This girl is fly. Signed with Bobby Gucci. Nah, girl, bye. Mark Reilly got a dog named Leia. COVID-19 made his wedding delay. So brings a good Obama. Brett Sheridan brings his mama. Goddard's hair is the best in the house, unless you count the flirtin' floss. Roxy Stryer knows Boston is the best, but I'll never let Roxy Stryer near my chest. I'll hold. John Rocha thinks it might be Trevorrow the year Rocha was born. We may never know. Christian Harloff, our hero with no cape. Pardon me while he plugs Manscape. Now somebody please come and hold my beer. My boy Benny G is Rookie of the Year.
Thank you. That was amazing, Kate.
Nice.
Thank you. Thanks,
Shit,
guys.
my internet connection is be damned if
You can still rap that way. You can
probably tomorrow I'll write one and I'll come back tomorrow. I think it's only fair, right, audience? It's only fair that I get to write one.
Yeah.
Because that was way too fucking good for me to even compete.
Yeah, Brett, I recommend not following that.
Okay, that was amazing. Wow.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, man.
I'm on that good cushion alcohol.
I was just going to do the intro to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air verbatim, but I guess...
Probably not a good idea. Yeah.
I'll come back tomorrow with my retort. No, we didn't discuss if we're dissing each other or if we're uplifting each other. But that was very nice. You uplifted
I did
everyone.
Nice things. Yeah. Well, except for Sabrina.
Everyone, but yeah.
No.
Honestly, no offense taken. So
No, Sabrina, I said Sabrina was fly, but then I said, nah, girl, bye.
Yeah.
I mean, RB3, we didn't even talk about this. She didn't even go to your team.
I know. I mean, no swag, no drip.
Wow.
I mean, yeah. The rest of the first cut team.
We can get into it.
We need
it's obvious.
We need a first cut triple threat match now to see who's the bet on first cut. Like,
That's right.
has to happen.
I'm down for that.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be scared to
For sure
lose,
not.
but yeah, for
And
sure.
then the winner plays me, and then I'll beat all of you.
Yes.
That'd be it.
Listen, Sky.
I think you downplayed your rapping abilities, Cate. I'm really.
Yeah.
I think you could have been okay with a beat, but you added the beat yourself. So I appreciate it.
You know.
I think the
Also-
beat's going to be added later when somebody puts a beat into a video and
Yeah.
it's shared widely on
Oh,
Twitter.
shit. Hold on.
Also,
Makes
I
it
have to
a
say-
cartoon.
The thing
Yes,
I'm
Kanye.
the most proud of,
Yes, Kanye?
Yeah. Blowing
my
up.
favorite rhyme, I have to say, is Trevorrow and never know.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
That was good.
That's Lil Wayne right there.
No.
I just
Okay.
was saying, I feel like that's the best I could do.
No, I'm biased, but Leia.
Yeah, yeah.
was really-
COVID-19
I mean,
made us
that felt
sweaty.
Good
good.
stuff.
That felt
Stuff.
good.
Yeah, that was great.
Good stuff by UK. Good stuff. Good
Thanks,
stuff.
thank you guys. Thanks. I hope the fans feel validated in giving us their money yesterday. We can put the SCHMOEBOT back on if you want.
Yeah, let's do
Yeah,
that.
Schmobot
It was
Are you
back.
taking off now, or are you
I
gonna
am
stick
taking off. Yes.
Okay.
It's been a tough week in my house because it's been a great week because I've been able to do this, but
Right.
my husband and I are trying to tag team
Getting
our
divorced.
children. Yeah, my husband and I. Listen,
Oh, I thought this
Listen.
was. I didn't want to.
honestly,
It's a
Brett,
secret? That's a secret? I'm sorry. Oh, shit.
Brett,
Oh, yikes.
the things I text you when drunk are supposed to stay there.
Okay.
No.
Wow, I thought this was the big reveal, but okay, go ahead.
Nope.
I misread that.
No, we're just tag teaming the kids, and we're trying to. Not,
Yeah.
oh nope, sorry.
Oh, what?
Okay.
Clip outs, Cate. Clip outs. Always think of the clip out.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean we're tag teaming the kids. I mean I meant we're both taking turns sleeping with our own children.
No.
Sorry.
RB3, kick her out. Kick her out.
That's I didn't mean tag teaming. I didn't mean like we're taking turns. I meant we're.
You should rap about that tomorrow.
I think this is gonna be pretty unanimous. I'll never rap
You
again.
can rhyme alopecia. I'll give you all kinds of credit to that one.
Alopecia. I know.
All right.
My boy Neil Daniels got alopecia. If you get to meet him, you'll say nice to meet you. I don't know. I got nothing. All right.
Love you, Cate.
Bye. Love you all.
Bye.
Incredible, Kate.
Bye, guys.
Yeah. Oh, gift. Yes, a gift.
Okay.
Thank you.
Kanye West. Oh my God, the female Eminem. Incredible
That was,
stuff.
that
All
was
right.
incredible.
Oh shit. Well, listen, we're walking into the second hour here. We got to get ourselves a topic. If you all want, I guess this week y'all have been talking about an actor and their best movie, or
Yeah,
best
best-
performance. So
Yeah.
Performance from an actor, best movie, and I still got all the Streamlabs and everything from
Okay.
yesterday, guys. So don't worry. But
Yeah.
start sending them in. Send in your SCHMOEBOTS, and like we said, when you send them in, send us why.
Yeah.
Send us like, okay, Amy Adams in Arrival. Here's what I connected with it, or something like that. And
Yeah.
so we barely scratched the surface yesterday. We want to do this for the rest of the week. So today and tomorrow. So let me get right into them.
All right,
and
let's do
also, like RB3 said, we have 762 watching right now. 372 likes, guys. Let's try and get to. We always try and get to 500. That's
Yeah.
always our threshold for this. So let's get to 500 likes.
Boom.
So Ryan Chandler, hey crew, I think Gary Oldman's greatest role is Sid Vicious in Sid and Nancy. That movie captures the world of punk
Dog
beautifully, and
donated
Oldman goes
$20.
all the way, smashing
crew.
through glass doors,
Great to see
slamming
Ryan
his head in the
and Sabrina
wall,
back on
and
the
just
show. Are there plans for
being
either
a
of you to be in
fabulous
the recently
disaster.
announced Schmoedown 36-person singles
Gary
tournament?
Oldman,
Looking
as far as
forward to
just
seeing
playing
what Sabrina can
a
do in the
wide
league.
variety of characters in general. I mean, even in True Romance to Dracula.
love him in True
I mean,
Romance.
like, he's amazing. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I forgot about that one. That's
People forget his late 80s, early 90s work when he was a complete and utter, I don't know, nutty actor. Like, you had no idea what you were going to get from him. 'Cause even Romeo is Bleeding. People forget about that, and he's nuts in that movie. But yeah, Fantastic stuff in Sid and Nancy. And Chloe Webb, who disappeared as an actress. Remember her? She was in Twins. She's Schwarzenegger's love interest in Twins. She is Nancy in Sid and Nancy, and we haven't seen much of her since the 80s. Man. She was fantastic in both those movies.
There's a SCHMOEBOT that came in. I think the audience heard it, but you guys probably didn't. So let me replay it again for y'all.
Okay.
1 second.
You are dead.
Yeah.
Doggen donated $20. Hey crew. Great to see Reilly and Sabrina back on the show. Are there plans for either of you to be in the recently announced Schmoedown 36-person singles tournament? Looking forward to seeing what Sabrina can do in the league.
Thank you.
I don't know yet. I mean, we're going to be waiting and see for the Finstock exchange. I think we got to talk about it, but it would be dumb if we didn't play. I mean, come on. We're too good. I mean, I want to play. I mean, this has been quite the year for us. I mean, I started teams and singles, 2-0, and then had to stop. So I hope I get a chance to play in the tournament because it'd be fun. But I know we have some matches that were kind of scheduled at one point. We gotta, there's some tournaments going on right now when it comes to people playing, and so I know it's being shaken out as we speak.
Yeah, I'm excited to possibly go into the tournament and then kick Ben's ass. So excited. That's what I'm looking forward to.
I can't yawn on cue, so I'll just say yawn.
Wow. Tough words.
Same thing with RB3. I'll take all of you guys.
I got into it with your boy last night on the Let's Get Ready to Talk, whatever that's called, podcast with Justin Hamilton. He was defending you, Reilly. I was in the middle of my Discord conversation with my fans, and I clicked over. I was like, I gotta go, guys, and I clicked over, and I went right after Justin. It was a fun back.
Wait, you got after him for defending Reilly?
Yeah, no, for saying that Rocha don't need to be. Rocha
How
sucks,
dare you defend him?
No, he was saying how Reilly should get Reilly's better. So I just went in there because he was.
Oh yeah. Anyway. Justin Hamilton is my hype man.
He is. He really is.
As soon as the pandemic is over, he's going to be walking with me on every live event because as he's been putting it, I have to get this going. So he's a good one. I love Justin.
All right, what we got next, man?
Jake Berlin has spoken. For actresses, there's so many good ones right now, but I always go back to the run Alicia Vikander went on when she first popped up. Ex Machina, The Danish Girl, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., and even Jason Bourne. Although Ex Machina easily takes the cake.
Yeah, I agree with that. She was great in that.
He's good. Sir Lord Attenborough. I don't care what anyone says, but my favorite Bruce Willis movie is The Fifth Element. It's a quintessential 90s action movie, and he is at his best as the retired soldier who returns to save the day. Great cast, good action, simply amazing.
Yeah, I think that's a great movie. I personally say his best performance is Unbreakable for me, but that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
It's just me and Sabrina just did a Fifth Element for Cocktails and Casting last Monday, and just it's so crazy to see him now, and then just see him back in the 80s and 90s where he was actually giving a shit because he just you can tell how charismatic he used to be, and now he just sleepwalks through everything. It's so nuts.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah. Thank you for the good banter. Good banter.
Yeah.
Good banter.
I love The Fifth Element. Do you think he was giving a shit in Pulp Fiction, or do you think that was more I love Pulp Fiction, but it was a don't give a shit character. But
actually, hot take. I agree with Brett. I don't think he gave actually a care about that movie at all. And I think you kind of see it in that movie, but I think it fits for the character. But I think it fits for the character. I think that's where you kind of got that kind of style of not really caring attitude. But I think if most people talk about Pulp Fiction, most people say Bruce Willis's part's the worst part anyway. But that's just my opinion too. So
you directors, what do you know about actors?
D-Train, my favorite Amy Adams movie is The Fighter. What's your favorite Amy Adams movie? Also, here's my hot take: The Fighter is the best boxing movie of all time. Better than Rocky.
That's not true.
Better than Raging Bull.
The fighting sequences are terrible in The Fighter, but everything else is good. But yes, Raging Bull is the right choice.
All right, so best Amy Adams performance or movie?
Talladega Nights. She is so damn good as that role in the movie.
I got it. I said it Sharp Objects yesterday, but for movies, I do have to say Enchanted. I love Enchanted.
Oh, she's great in Enchanted.
You gotta, Hey, I know it's not a big part, and but she kind of stole all her scenes in Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah, good point.
Did
that too.
So good.
I people will definitely expect me to say this, so it's no surprise. But Arrival for sure for me is
That's mine. I think my favorite.
Arrival's great.
I changed my favorite. That's my favorite now too. I was with Enchanted, but.
Yeah, I was gonna say Enchanted, but then also Nocturnal Animals. I feel like that's a really underrated, great performance from her. So that's
an underrated, great movie.
That's a rough watch of a movie, man. Yeah, great choice.
Oh, yeah, Aaron Taylor Johnson's really good in that movie too.
Yeah.
It's heading over to Super Chats real quick. From ZB, Mark, where'd you get that shirt?
Yeah.
Go on TeePublic and look up Janine the Machine.
Yeah.
This is her design, and I had to get it. It's Cal the Schmo-Dog, of course.
Cal the Schmo-Dog.
So you know what?
Oh, boy.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna drop her link in the chat. So please do.
Gabby Max, I feel sorry for the graduates this year. They have missed so much. That is unfortunate.
Yeah.
What have you missed? Like walking down and getting your name called?
I mean, their entirety of their senior year.
Rocha, man, dog, you don't get it, bro. Right? Yeah, that's crazy. I can't believe Rocha just said that, bro.
Yeah.
Yo,
I got to have my
graduate in high school is the least you can do. Come on now.
No.
We had 614 people, so by the time they read my name way down, I was bored out of my mind. But I get it.
Brett Rocha was a big fan of that governor's speech that he had. 156 Impulse. I miss my movie theaters. AMC is 5 minutes away from me. Same, especially with A-List. Like saved like $1,000 in the year that I had it.
Yeah.
Cinemaster with the just support. Thank you, Cinemaster. Gabby Max. Kate is the Katest mom that ever lived. Very true. Shanson 82. Storylines being overemphasized in the Schmoedown are starting to make me think.
Dick_Pants donated $20.
Wow.
Hey gang, welcome back, Reilly. Favorite actress is Julianne Moore. Not only is she great, but she elevates the performances of her co-stars.
Oh, yeah.
And she is drop dead gorgeous. My favorite of hers is Seventh Son. JK, it's Boogie Nights. What is your favorite?
Julianne Moore.
I'll say
many.
Magnolia for me personally, and I say that a lot, but
good choice.
That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't they use her monologue from Magnolia and Barry as well from like one scene, if I'm not mistaken.
really?
Yeah.
For the first episode. Yeah,
That's great.
Yeah.
I gotta say, just like her character next to Jeff Bridges in Big Lebowski, like it's so
Dude,
good. She's so
Maud,
good.
yeah, Maud Lebowski that's mine.
Yeah,
it's
the
greatest of all time.
What's the one where she's like suffering with the husband who's gay or something like that in the 50s? A Single Man. I thought she was fantastic in A Single Man.
Oh, that's
her
right.
and Colin Firth.
Movie.
Yeah, her and Colin Firth. She's really good in that. So
I haven't seen Gloria Bell. I need to see that.
Oh yeah,
she that was like supposed to be one of her best too.
Right.
And still Alice too.
Yeah,
Still
Alice.
Right.
Also, Crazy Stupid Love.
Yeah.
That movie's great.
Stupid Love.
I love that one.
movie.
It's so fun.
And the kids are all right. She was good in that one too. The one with her and whatever.
Annette Bening.
Annette Bening.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm dead. Anyway,
wow.
Yeah. Mark Ruffalo's in it. Mark Ruffalo's in it. Read that super chat again, man. You got cut off there.
Yeah. Storylines being overemphasized in the Schmoedown are starting to make me think that decisions being made in challenges are to continue storylines. That bothers me when the competition is supposed to be real.
It bothers me when people make stupid comments like that. It's not true. These storylines, like Christian has had so many potential storylines blow up in his face because of how matches have gone. He does not decide challenges to help storylines go forward. That's not ethical. It's not how he's built. And he knows the competitors who are so hyper competitive now more than ever before would see right through that and stop playing. So these kinds of comments that are made by people who've never built anything, never constructed anything, never built a sports league, and never know what it's like to be in these situations and recruit people to be part of these situations, judging this stuff is just ridiculous in my mind. You have no idea what you're talking about. That's my 2 cents.
Agreed.
Thank you for the $10.
Yeah, thank you for the 10.
Deontay Wimbish. It's not that genius. Madden is trash nowadays. I think Kate was talking about like the AI that put on like sports games and stuff.
Yeah.
Emperor Dethroned with bringing back dead actors, AI actors, complete CGI movies, and sex dolls. With all actors have to become Andy Serkis. Hi, Brett. Welcome back too.
Are you a robot?
Yeah. DGMC. Batman was for the edgy 80s and 90s. Joker was for the cynical 2000s and 10s. Superman should be for the hopeful 20s. That's what this world needs. Hope.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's a good point.
Trash Panda. Brett Sheridan will win the singles tournament.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
I like it.
Style and Moose. Matthew McConaughey in Dazed and Confused has always been my favorite role of his. He totally adds to that movie. All right. Let's talk about McConaughey for a little bit, just like the evolution of his career.
Yeah.
Okay, or not.
He credits his wife for making the change in him, because he was doing all those romantic comedies and blah, blah, blah. And he was kind of unhappy with what he was doing. And his wife said to him, well, and I think they were dating, and she said, well, why don't you get your ass on out there and go find other stuff and stop doing this simple, easy stuff that you can do in your sleep and really challenge yourself, and don't come back into this house until you start booking some real things. And so it was her. And he said that in the speech, I think one of his acceptance speeches for Dallas Buyers Club, like it was her that kind of changed his career and made him start believing in himself more as an actor, that he could play these kind of complex, independent film type roles that really led him to the success he has now. So yeah, it's great stuff.
I thought it was he was his own hero 5 years in the future or something like that. I just remember that speech.
No, I think Dazed and Confused is really what put him on the map. But I do think they gave him the Oscar for Dallas Buyers Club for a really good reason, because I think that was actually a magnificent performance. If we're including TV, I'd actually probably say True Detective. Succeeds that just a little bit more for me. So
yeah, it's a good call. Can we watch just Dazed and Confused? Like right now, I just love that movie so much.
I think I've seen that more than any film. When that came out, I was in college, and we'd drive to Lincoln every day and every night and watch that.
Yeah,
We did not use marijuana.
Hi, Mama Sheridan.
Hi, Mom. We were experimenting with it. It's okay if you're just experimenting with marijuana.
Interstellar. I love him in Interstellar.
Yeah.
I like him in it. I finally watched that. It's good.
Yeah, that cry scene.
You finally watched it?
Yeah,
for the first time ever?
What did you think, Ben? Because I got a load of shit. One of my first ever Brett to the Future reviews, I got destroyed because I didn't particularly care. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I just thought it was a little slow burn. And somebody told me to fuck my mother and stuff like that. And this was my first experience in this whole thing. And the slew of hatred I got for not liking a movie, which to me I thought was like, oh, I thought that this was just like something where, oh, you didn't like it? Oh, I liked it. No, it's go to hell and I hope you die because you didn't like Interstellar. So what was your thoughts on it?
Wait, you're talking Interstellar, not The Last Jedi?
Or Batman v Superman.
Or Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
I think I waited like the perfect amount of time to see it, because it was real hyped up, and then like everything that's hyped up, people turned on it, and then I rode out that wave. But I enjoyed it. There are some slow moments. I still find that Anne Hathaway, like, love is the thing that transcends time and space. I like how they did it, but it is still like a corny line. Yeah, but the acting's real. The acting's real good in it. The score's too much for me.
You young little punks who've never been in love. You have no effing idea what you're talking about. Love can move mountains.
Punch Fart Box donated $20. Brittany Murphy was one of my favorite actresses.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite role of hers is in Don't Say a Word. I wish we could have seen her portray Harley Quinn on the big screen.
Yeah, R.I.P.
She'd have been a great.
She would have been fantastic.
Shout out to 8 Mile too. 8 Mile. She was.
8 Mile. We just watched the classic Clueless the other day. Mm-hmm. Like literally, just put it on and watched it just because it was kind of on, and you forget how great Brittany Murphy is in that movie. You forget how great that movie is. I love that movie.
Yeah.
No, Uptown Girls was one of my favorites growing up.
Embrace Your Geekness donated $20. Judi Dench is an amazing actress. She makes all better. When you can have consecutive movies where you are Commander Root in Artemis Fowl and Old Deuteronomy and still be considered a legend says it all. Judy as M in Skyfall was amazing. Hi, Brett.
Hi, is it Dame Judi Dench or Sir Dirty Gent? No, I'm
Dirty
Gent.
Dirty Gent.
Talking's hard.
I do love Judi Dench, but she doesn't elevate everything. It is. That's
Once it gets in your brain.
over and over.
Dirty Dench.
Dirty Dench.
Dirty.
Judy Dench took my gerb. Matthew Dawson. I'm a big fan of Steve Buscemi. He's great in Reservoir Dogs, Fargo, Big Lebowski, Con Air, Death of Stalin, to name a few.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to give one best Steve Buscemi performance because he's just so wild and great and everything. Just two I want to shout out is the most recent one, King of Staten Island. I thought it was really good in that. King of Staten Island. I thought it was great in that. And I also want to shout out the one Ghost World that came out in 2000 with Scarlett Johansson and I think that those
Thora
are
Birch.
Yeah, Thora Birch, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff. He's so great. He's so great. Even in Miller's Crossing, or even in Armageddon, he is funny as hell in that film.
Yeah.
Remember that answer, Riley? No, okay.
Shut your mouth, Rocha. I do remember that.
Cody Allen. It's great to hear all of you guys together again. Makes it seem closer to normal again. Also, super stoked about making Winston LOL with just the words booty tickles. Nice. Ross, Ben, Kate, Winston, do you like my favorite hook? My favorite hook.
Oh, I think.
Wait, Hook?
That was from yesterday, right?
Yeah, that was from yesterday.
Yeah. So who doesn't like Hook? Somebody didn't.
The movie? Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't.
You don't?
No.
Oh.
Why? To that I ask why.
Yeah.
It's 2.5 hours of Peter Pan and Robin Williams being an asshole.
Oh.
Rufio is great. The score is great. That movie's too long. You don't want to see Robin Williams be a dick for the entire movie until the very end when he just has to think happy thoughts and then make out with Tinkerbell.
Oh, whoa.
There's really nowhere for me to go with that conversation.
I just feel like it's an uneven film. I don't know. Obviously, there's something. It touched a button in Ben. I'm saying it's an uneven.
Sucks. Timestamp this shit.
And another thing about my dad. Never mind.
I guess just with me, I have Peter Pan syndrome, so I guess it just really connected with me. I don't know.
Same. I'm also filled with joy, apparently.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I feel the joy and I don't ever want to grow up.
There's no joy in that movie. He's so angry the whole time. He's like,
let's just cut to the chase. You know what? Fuck Peter Pan.
Yeah.
All right? And all of his Lost Boys. Fuck all of them.
Except Rufio. Rufio's all right.
Rufio's great. Met him out clubbing. Hate to drop that name. He asked me for some good after-hour parties, and I gave him one. So
that'd be the one Disney prequel I'd want to see as a Rufio prequel. That'd be awesome.
I bet Dante would do it too.
Yeah. Cool Cat, Tim Sim, Neil Carter, D-Train with 2 SCHMOEBOTS. Thank you guys. Review and Play 23. Will we get a no manager player tournament at some point?
What? No manager?
Oh, like an undrafted, like a free agent tournament.
$20. You know how a lot of people got on Snyder for Batman killing people? Go back to 89 Keaton Batman. He kills bad guys in the Ace chemical plant. He blows it up, all the bad guys in there.
He does.
Go back and watch. He's been killing since 89. Keaton / Birdman fave.
Yeah,
Batman been killing since 89. I can see the poster now.
I mean, people, that's always a counter argument when people talk about the Zack Snyder murderverse. To which I would say,
I love that name for it. It's honestly my favorite.
How dare you?
No, I defend Zack Snyder most of the time, but I mean, you got to look at the difference in the way the violence is portrayed, right? Like those deaths in those Batman movies happen off screen, so it's not like he's directly killing them. In the same way that something in The Dark Knight, I forgot exactly which scene, but there's a scene where he's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna kill you, but I'm not gonna save you either." So Batman. It's like, yeah, exactly. Batman Begins. So it's like, it's like, of course, like it's not directly, when we're talking about Batman v Superman, he's directly mowing his car through people. Like he's directly he's shooting people directly. Like it's a more direct murder. And that's why I guess the lines get a little more blurred. So, well, I don't know.
In your 20s and 30s, you have more patience for people's bullshit. Once you get to be 50, like Batman was in that film, you're mowing motherfuckers down. I'm just saying. You're just like, you move past. Riley knows. I mean,
get off my lawn!
Listen, yeah. negotiations were over. Batman was kicking out. I mean,
I just love the part where he puts
Martha's endangered. What do you want? You know,
seeing the car chase scene.
You know,
like,
it's like
he puts a tracker on the dump truck and then he just blows up the dump truck. And he was like, "Why'd you put a tracker on it if you're just gonna kill everybody?"
I needed to know.
I mean,
I was making sure you were recycling. You're not. You're dead.
Dead. You don't care about the earth.
Oh my god.
Murderverse. I should go over there and spank you for that. The Murderverse.
Man, you want Damon's ass? You're gonna spank RB3, guys.
Wow.
It's well, Donner does the same thing in Superman 2. They kill Zod and all them. Like Superman kills Zod when he falls through that thing, right? Reilly, he doesn't come back. He's dead.
That was the counter argument when Superman killed Zod in Man of Steel. RB3, you're talking about, all these different, they bring up these movies. And I like to think in Superman 2, when he dropped him down the pit, that it's an endless pit. And those guys are still fallen. Yes. And they're just alive and well.
That's almost
and I
worse
like to
than
think
death,
in Man of Steel, Superman is just nightlighting as a chiropractor. And, Zod is just getting realigned.
Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah, exactly.
Tim Sim with the Schmobot. Prince that wasn't promised with the Schmobot. Sir Lord Attenborough. Leo DiCaprio's filmography is one of the most consistent in terms of overall quality and performance. Hard to find a dud, The Island. But my picks are Django as Calvin Candy because he plays a villain, and Aviator. His Howard Hughes is great, a must-watch.
Aviator is amazing.
Right, that's when he first established himself as Aviator, right?
I'd say Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah. Christian said yesterday Departed, but I personally look at The Aviator, and I even remember watching that movie when I was like young, like as a child. And for somebody who was like studying like math and science, like but also had like this love for movies, that movie has always like touched me on a very like personal level. So like, but what he does like in terms of like the mental illness that Howard Hughes was dealing with, on top of the kind of, Scorsese is going for more of a zany old Hollywood type of tone. So he kind of found a weird way to incorporate that into his performance too. So I think that's a great performance all around.
I agree. And it's one that holds up if you go back and watch it now. Like at the time, you're like, oh, he's making that jump from being the younger actor to these roles. He's kind of maybe not 100% there. But now when you look at it in retrospect, you actually can appreciate his performance very much in that movie. And when he goes into those, 20 dwarfs, those moments, you're just like, oh, man, wow.
And everybody loved The Great Gatsby, right?
Oh, God.
It's just me. I think I'm the only person.
Thank God you said that, Sabrina, because I like it.
Wow. Okay, all right.
The soundtrack in that movie is so good, but it's so... I love Baz Luhrmann, but man, that's a tough one.
Oh, I really enjoyed that one. Yeah, but my favorite ever is like 95's The Basketball Diaries.
Oh yeah.
That was my favorite Leonardo DiCaprio performance ever. Still.
Wow.
I mean,
I'll take Wolf of Wall Street always. That's top pinnacle now for me. I mean, he's just so goddamn good in that movie.
He's been doing this since day one in my mind. What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Yeah.
And then even before that, This Boy's Life is a fantastic performance by him. Alongside Barkin and Robert De Niro. I mean, it's just one of my favorite performances he did, and he was like 12 or 13.
I'd say of everything he did, like The Revenant, I don't think is where he should have won. I think it was
$10. Hot take, but I love Taylor Kitsch and everything about John Carter. The cliffhanger ending with no follow-up movies breaks my heart. Is it true Disney tanked it on purpose as they were acquiring Star Wars? Hey, Brad.
Hey, I haven't heard the name Taylor Kitchen in a while.
They weren't tanking. Why would they tank their? Like, I don't understand what happens in people's minds. Why would you tank a film you invest a lot of money in if you're gonna be buying Star Wars anyway? It makes no sense. You'd want to recoup that money.
Yeah, that was such a strange. It was such bad marketing. Like that was like infamous for just like terrible marketing because you see this guy like jumping like huge in the trailer and like fighting these big like wampas, like giant white creatures, and like you saw that like on Hollywood Boulevard and stuff, and you're like, John Carter, what is that? Like if they would just call it John Carter of Mars or something like that, like it would be like, oh, it's a space movie, okay, like I get it, like just something.
Yeah.
RB3, you can't. They can't hear you.
Oh, they can't hear me. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all.
Oh.
Sorry. I'll say that one more time, but way shorter. I like the movie.
I did too, RB3.
Yeah.
And that was a book by Philip K. Dick, right? Am I wrong?
No, it's from the dude who wrote Tarzan.
Damn it!
Edgar Rice Burroughs.
Oh no, that's what it was. That's where that came from. Because the guy who wrote Tarzan named Tarzana, right?
Oh boy. All right. Let's next.
we can go with that. Sure. That works.
Marshall
That's
Weeks,
where they got Tarzana.
Lee Pillmore, Lando, Trash Panda, Cheryl Dick Pants, all with SCHMOEBOTS yesterday. Thank you guys. Marshall Weeks' favorite actress is Cate Mulligan. Her performance is in Gamer.
Donated $20. Adam Driver is becoming one of my favorite actors working now. Best part of the Star Wars sequels always delivers a great performance in my opinion. I think his best performance was in Marriage Story, but best movie is Black Klansman. So damn good. Jonathan Caro donated $20. Hi. Great to see Reilly and Sabrina again. Go Finstock Exchange. For actress, I'll pick Kate Winslet. My favorite performance is in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. A spontaneous, free-spirited performance that is touching. A masterclass.
Yeah.
Okay, so who do we talk about first? Kate Winslet or Adam Driver?
Kate Mulligan.
Kate Mulligan.
No.
Mulligan?
That was the rest of the dough.
I love Kate Winslet in Extras. I have to say that. It's not a film, but I think her kind of, making fun of herself, and that was, I don't know if you saw her episodes,
she's hysterical.
Fucking hilarious.
I've seen Heavenly Creatures.
Right.
One of her first roles. She's really good in that.
Yeah.
I'm still being Goddard's answer before he says it and say Steve Jobs.
Fuck you, dude. Fuck. I knew he's. Oh, son of a. Oh, you're so lucky, you're engineering, you old bastard. I love Steve Jobs. I'll say it again. I like it better than Social Network, and those two lead performances, she kills it.
Xenomorph88 donated $20. On topic of DiCaprio, maybe not his best performance, but my favorite DiCaprio movie has always been Gangs of New York. What are your thoughts on that film?
I hate that film.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah. I mean, after the initial battle, the first few minutes of the movie goes right to shit, in my opinion. Like, the first few minutes are fantastic. And other than that scene later on when he's by the bed and he's talking to Bill the Butcher, Daniel Day-Lewis, other than that, about America, other than that, the movie is just terrible for me. Just absolutely terrible.
It's been too long. I can't remember if I did like that one, to tell you the truth.
Speaking of later performances, you can't nail an Irish accent.
And that U2 song was terrible, too.
I think he peaked in Growing Pains.
Sabrina, what's your Winslet? What's your Winslet, Sabrina?
Yeah.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Oh, God.
That's no question.
That's
no question. So I agree with whoever sent in the super chat.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is a beautiful.
What about Adam Driver for everybody? How do we feel about the best actor on the planet right now?
Logan Lucky, was it?
Yes, so good.
He was great.
Lucky's good.
I've been saying this for now. Kylo Ren was my favorite character in the Star Wars sequels because of Adam Driver, and I thought he had a fantastic year, not only with Marriage Story, but The Report. I thought he was fantastic, and it's very understated.
The Report is so good.
I love The Report. Amazon Prime, everybody, if you go, right? It's on Amazon.
It is. It's so good.
It's so good. I mean, he was doing that. Then you bring up Black Klansman and all these different roles that he's doing. He's one of those actors now for me where, you make the joke, if he reads the phone book, he'll probably win an Oscar or something.
Yeah.
I agree with you about The Report. Oh, so good, Sabrina.
Well, speaking of the whole phone book thing, Patterson is such a simple movie, and he's not
just
really.
Gonna say Patterson. No, go ahead.
Yeah. But it's such a simple movie. It doesn't he doesn't have to do too much, but that subtlety is so beautiful. Like everything that he's doing in that performance.
The movie's about nothing, and it's so good.
So literally reading the phone book.
Yeah, and it's like if you've seen Nobody's Fool, that the Paul Newman movie before he passed, like that's one of the most chill movies you're ever going to watch, and he is fantastic in the movie. And Patterson has that same kind of vibe where nothing much is happening, but the charm of the lead actor and the solid performance is just carrying you through the movie. And it's great to see something like that. Yeah, totally agree. Yeah.
I just want a quick shout out. Another Scorsese movie with Adam Driver, Silence, is an amazing film, and I absolutely love his performance in that.
Oh man,
I kind of wish he would have been the one to survive instead of Andrew Garfield. Like scene where I did not like Andrew Garfield in that movie. I kind of
wish that movie.
Sabrina's gonna jump through the screen.
Yeah, wait.
Kind of wish that movie was never made.
I'll keep that in mind when I watch it.
Yeah,
that movie. Ugh.
Yeah, have fun with that, Brett. I'm sorry I ruined a 3-hour movie that you're going to hate.
You know I'm never going to get to anything, and my brain will forget it by the time I get to it.
Samir with the Schmobot, Joker with the Schmobot, AJ Lancaster with the Schmobot, D-Train. Is the Schmobot not allowed to curse? When I put in the Streamlabs comment about baseball coming back, it said something different about the Astros. I do not love the Astros. I hate the Astros. Don't get it twisted.
It does.
It'll change it. It'll change it.
Yeah. It uses puppies, rainbows, and no, it does. And he said something. It was like rainbows, the Astros, or puppies. Puppies. You guys go get a rainbow up your kitty cat. But that's that. No, it could be.
You didn't improve that one.
I didn't work that one out.
Pac-Man Dwain with the Schmobot, Tavishka Productions. What is the better Queen theme song, Flash Gordon or Highlander?
Ooh, Flash Gordon all the way.
Good question. Yeah, I'd have to go Flash Gordon, even though I just watched Highlander for the first time last week. I'd never seen it. It was one of those 80s pockets. I certainly saw it way too late in life. It is cheesy as balls. I mean, look, Clancy Brown is great as this villain. He is full on committed.
How good is Sean Connery as the Spaniard?
Yeah, right. Who's from Egypt, by the way. He's a Spaniard from Egypt.
About that.
And his name is Ramirez.
Is that it? Oh my God.
Look, I said it because we did it. We're doing it for the Cinephiles, and I said, listen, because it's just a fun 80s one to do. I said, listen, normally I'd totally be offended, but it's Sean Connery. So if you're going to have any white actor step into a Latino part, Sean Connery is pretty awesome. So you're okay with that kind of situation. But but overall, the movie, but the soundtrack overall. Oh, look, I'll take the Flash main song over the main song of Highlander, but I'll take the entire Highlander soundtrack over the Flash soundtrack any day. That whole soundtrack of Queen songs is incredibly good. Yeah.
Cool. All right. I skipped one yesterday. Trash Panda with the Schmobot. Can we get drunk Brett trying to order a pizza over the phone but accidentally calls Christian, who was smoking a blunt with the SEN crew, debating their favorite Tom Cruise movies?
I guess.
So, plenty of room to work with it.
And there's no Christian here.
Who wants to be Christian?
I'll let Sabrina be Christian.
Oh, okay. I'll be Christian. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, but I'll wait.
Yeah. All right. So drunk Brett
trying to order pizza.
Trying to order pizza.
And what do I do?
Hello.
Impersonate Christian.
And you're smoking a blunt with everyone talking about Tom Cruise.
Hello, is this Domino's? Domino's?
Nah.
Okay, good. I'll take your special to $5.99. You get 3. I'll get all of them.
Yo, is this Finstock calling me again?
I want the chickens and the pizzas and.
Come on, man, we're on air.
And can you put a chicken on the pizza and the olives and then. Hello, is this Domino's?
Amazing. Good job.
Now I will go to the bathroom.
Sabrina was using her own experience of Finstock drunk dialing her right there.
Oh, shoot.
Can you come on, Gucci? Ask the Gucci.
Let me add her back. Sorry.
Oh, I think she was going to the bathroom. I think
she's going to the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
Jonathan Caro with the.
Oh, what happened? Oh no! Now Ben Goddard went into the thing. Hold up, give me 1 second, y'all.
Man.
This Zoom is tricky. All right, now we're back.
Okay.
It's tricky.
Okay. Jonathan Caro with the Schmobot. Cool Cat with the Schmobot. Exclamation point with the Schmobot. Literally. Ryan White. Yesterday you were talking about Brad Pitt and his performances, and nobody mentioned him in the assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford.
Yeah, because I wasn't on the fucking. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I was trying here.
All right, fair enough. Go ahead.
All right. I like all the other movies you mentioned of his, but I think that this is one of his best performances. John, go ahead.
Absolutely. I mean, look, the outlaw loves Westerns, but certainly there's a reason for that, and it's some fantastic performances. This is an incredible Western, and Brad Pitt is so good in this. And, you know, as Jesse James and what he goes through and the kind of interesting personification he gives of Jesse James and the moments of dread and terror that he inspires in other people throughout the movie. And when he passes, you actually feel, when he's shot, you actually are broken up by what just happened because you spent so much time with this incredibly interesting character. So Brad Pitt deserves all kinds of credit for the way he carries that movie. Casey Affleck's good, no doubt, but it's Brad Pitt that you're watching the movie for. Yeah.
And he's terrifying when he wants to be too.
Oh my God, yes.
And cinematography from Roger Deakins is amazing in that movie as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jamar Jones, haven't been able to watch live much, but just really wanted to support the crew. So I'm just throwing this in. I just watched Chef for the first time last week and loved it. Ultimate feel-good movie during all this. What's your favorite feel-good movie?
Chef. Okay, moving on. No.
I think Mr. Fox for me.
Oh, nice.
That's feel good.
That's a good one.
Shawshank Redemption.
Oh,
that's your feel-good movie?
Wow. Okay, I can see where
it's a feel-good movie, isn't it? He gets out at the end. Yeah.
It takes a while, though.
It takes a while to get there, but no, I see what you're saying. No,
I mean, you have to journey through a mile of shit to get that feeling, but you know, it's
it's some anal rape, but all right. What about you, Reilly? Do you have a feel-good movie?
It's not funny.
Wow.
I mean, you know, I hate to be go back to it, but Superman 1978 is always going to get me.
Yeah,
of course.
It's just always one of those. You put it on, the score, the everything about it. You're just like,
And seeing E.T. with Reilly.
And E.T. And
mine's
E.T.
Major League.
Yeah, Major League's good.
Mine's Major League. Yeah, absolutely. Every single time, just laughing my nuts off.
Oh, it's so good. I love Major League. It's so funny. Just a bit outside.
We should have got a live chicken. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
My pick is arguably one of the best actors alive, Cate Blanchett. I've loved her in every role she's played, but especially Hela. The role was paper thin.
$20. Joaquin Phoenix in performances in Joker, Gladiator, and Walk the Line were great. My personal favorite has to be Ladder 49, though.
Ooh, interesting.
Wow.
Ladder 49. That's
Mine
a 5-pointer. Oof.
Mine is her for Joaquin.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
Jeez. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. I Oh man. Actually, give me a second. I want to say The Master. I'm going to say The Master. I'm going to say The Master for me.
The Master's a great choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. For ELLIS, Cate Blanchett. I've loved her in every role she's played, but especially Hela. The role was paper thin, but it didn't matter. She stole every scene with a single look. Mark of a great actor. We got to talk about Cate Blanchett because she's flawless.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. She's sexy as hell in that role too, man. I mean, she's not just powerful and kick ass. She also exudes a kind of sexiness to her that we haven't seen much of in the MCU. And you're just like, wow, this is just incredible power. What about you guys? What do you guys think favorite Cate Blanchett?
Galadriel. I know it's a big blockbuster.
No, I was
but
leaning there too, dude. I mean, she's so good.
She is how Tolkien always described elves. Like when she walked down those stairs and with the light shown and everything, I was like, damn, nailed it. It was so good. I love her in that movie.
I'm gonna agree with what Sabrina's gonna say.
Well, I'm gonna say Carol.
Oh God.
Is that?
Yeah,
Carol's great.
Carol's great.
Carol's good.
Yeah, Carol's beautiful.
No, I love Carol. I know we're not supposed to talk about Woody Allen, but I got to shout out Blue Jasmine. That's really her. That's really her movie. I consider it her movie. More than
it absolutely is.
Yeah, and she murders that. I mean, she is so good in that. It's unbelievable.
She is, dude. That's my choice too, RB. I'll go with RB. That's absolutely the best I've ever seen her.
I changed mine.
Oh, cool.
I'm going to go with
it was Woody Allen. Great.
What about The Aviator?
Yeah, I was.
That was a great.
She walks in. Thank you, Brett. I knew you would agree with me.
Yes. No, I know.
I changed my answer again.
She plays that actress lady who wears slacks because it's wild. A woman in slacks, can you believe it? Katharine Hepburn, right?
Katharine Hepburn, correct.
Nailed it. Time to go pee.
Kyle Beckworth, I turned the big 4-0 today. I just want to thank you all for the content you all bring, making this strange time a lot better. SEN and the Outlaw Nation. And hi, Brett. Oh, sorry.
Goodbye, Brett.
Happy birthday, bud. Congrats on the big 4-0. Jedi 56. Hey, guys, just wanted to tell you all that I love you. My name is Jose. Last week, some guy told me to go back to my country, but I'm an American citizen. Shaking my head. Question: Rocha and Sabrina, have you ever had that experience? And do you guys speak Spanish?
Yes. Sabrina, you want to take this?
Jonathan
I'll take it after
Cairo
you.
donated $20. One more actor. A comedian. Eddie Murphy. My favorite performance in movie is Coming to America.
Yes.
Prince Hakeem is such a sweet character, but I still remember Randy Watts in The Good and Terrible Singer and the Barber. Remarkable.
Sexual chocolate. Yes.
Yeah. Also, Dolomite is my name. Obviously, a really recent one, but he did so amazing in that.
And Bowfinger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I don't speak Spanish. I'm half Polish, half Mexican, and my parents were really young when they had me, and my grandparents don't speak any English. So it was just hard for me to learn both of those languages. So I kind of speak like really broken Spanish and broken Polish. But yeah, I experienced that with my dad a lot with like racism against him, not myself necessarily too much, because obviously I'm very white passing. But with him, he experienced a lot when I was growing up. So it was definitely disheartening to see. So I'm sorry about your experience, but you have our support.
Absolutely. Yeah. Same boat. I white passing as well, but my mom and my dad spoke with accents when they moved to this country, speaking English with that. Like I saw them endure so much abuse at times from other people, because so much so that my father refused when we would go to McDonald's to get foods, all we could afford at those times. My dad would have me order at 8 years old because he was, kind of ashamed of how people would make fun of his accent when he was ordering food even, and told those things as well. Go back to your country, stop taking our jobs, all that bullshit that people say. And it is absolutely a lie. It's so frustrating to see that happen. And Jose, I echo Sabrina's sentiments. We are with you. Don't put up with that shit. Move on from it. Those are people lost in their own anger, and you just have to be better than them and rise above. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Trash Panda, since Disney is revamping Splash Mountain to Princess and the Frog and extending New Orleans Square, does that mean Pooh is next on the chopping block since Critter Country is basically gone? Not gonna lie, this is basically a Ben Goddard question. No, I think Critter Country will still be there because Winnie the Pooh's out there, and then Country Bear Restaurant and that stuff. Maybe they can do one more thing over there, but I don't think Critter Country, I think people would riot if they got rid of Winnie the Pooh. Because people love that ride. That ride is a trip. Your thing is going like this, and you go through the Heffalump Dream. Ooh, don't have too many drinks before you do that one, because you will have a bad time. But no, I do like the idea of extending New Orleans Square, because it's such a beautiful little corner of Disneyland, and especially going through. I always thought they should do more for what was that?
Yeah, sorry guys, they're doing some retrofitting below for earthquake stuff at our place. Is it annoying? You can mute me.
Wow.
You can mute me. Oh,
John, what did you eat?
That is wild.
Country
I thought
Bear
you were doing
Restaurant.
a sound effect.
Turkey leg, I'm telling you right now. Don't get that. Get that turkey leg.
I think your iPhone's on vibrate.
Duncan's on vibrate.
My ass is on vibrate right now.
Oh God! Now
That's what I love.
Let's take 5 minutes here, Ben, before you keep going, because I forgot we're supposed to plug the IG tourney that's happening.
Farts donated $20.
After
The
this.
still works. Fuck. My favorite actor is Tom Hanks. My favorite performance by him is in The Green Mile. Jesus, the ending of that movie when Tom Hanks' character shakes John Coffey's hand before he gives the order, I burst into tears.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every time.
That's one of my cry movies for sure.
Yeah.
That's tough, man.
That spot, and when Michael Clark Duncan says he killed him with their love. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Snap in half. Thank you for that SCHMOEBOT, but let's hit real quick the IG tourney. We had Zipper versus Jacobson. I think that was earlier this week that dropped, right? Or is it coming up on Friday?
No, so Zipper versus Jacobson came out on the Patreon, so that's the today match, and then tomorrow is Paul and Chance. And it's going to be on YouTube tomorrow, or for patrons only? No, today for YouTubers, for everybody. Emily the Rose Jacobson is taking on Eric the Z-Man Zipper in the Inner Geekdom first round. So that's Finstock Exchange versus the Dungeon. And then tomorrow, I don't know if it's 2 or 3. They've been changing the date. I'm going to guess it's 3 o'clock because of Brett and Kate's play date.
Right.
You want to involve that. Chance versus Paul, 2 former champions. Paul's making his Inner Geekdom debut. Chance is playing in his second Inner Geekdom match ever. That's some heavy hitter stuff right there, and that's the one. Brett Brandon Hanna and Saul was like the storyline first round.
Right.
This is just pure knowledge going up against each other. Paul beat him the first time coming from the fan leagues, and now it's Chance's turn for revenge, or Paul's going to be like, nope, I'm officially better.
Yeah, Chance has never beaten him. I think Paul beat him in teams and singles in the fan league, and then singles here as well. So I think that's right. But either way, Chance never. So it's a hell of a challenge for Chance to come in a field like this. And already from Kalinowski being on Outlaw Nation the other night, he keeps saying Chance is absolutely ready for this IG tournament. So it's going to be a hell of a battle between those two. And speaking of a hell of a battle, yesterday was a hell of a battle as well between Andrew DiMolanta and Molly Damon for the Star Wars in the Star Wars semifinals, the first semifinal here for the tournament. It was a hell of a match, a knockdown, drag out, jumping in the Rancor pit and fighting out of that match, and it was incredible to watch those. I don't think we're supposed to drop a spoiler yet, but it'll be out on Twitch soon. Is that right, Ben?
Well, I mean, it was live on Twitch, and it's
okay.
I think, like, we've got a few more hours till the 24-hour rule.
Fair enough.
So maybe like 3:00 today or something like that. But make sure, if you guys aren't watching these Star Wars matches, this is the most niche division, maybe smallest division in Schmoedown. But these matches have been so insane. They've been so entertaining. All of them have come down to the 5-pointer. We've had literally 2 perfect games in one game go into overtime.
Yep.
We've got Ace versus Laura Kelly coming up next week to meet in the finals. And then the winner of that plays Alex Damon. We found out how to do the speed round, so I'm looking forward to that. Like, this tournament is going to be like, I can't wait for the championship of this tournament, because whoever meets the winner of yesterday, it's gonna be another just alley bar fight like it was yesterday. And it was, they've been so great. Like, all these, and I love seeing just these deep cut knowledge of all these Star Wars competitors. It's been so much fun.
Yeah, broken bottles and all that. What did you guys get a chance to watch those matches yesterday, or that match yesterday? Any thoughts?
No, I didn't get a chance to watch them.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not spoiling, right, or anything.
No spoilers. Just overall thoughts of the match.
So fantastic. Yeah, it's one of those things where I watch it. I think to myself, I host a Star Wars show. I could do this. Yeah. No problem. Look at these. No.
Yeah.
It's impressive. It's impressive as all hell.
Yeah.
The knowledge there. So look at those two go. And just, it's just one of those great matches to be in the Schmoedown. Yeah. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I echo everything Ben
Curtis
said earlier.
$20. Could we get Irish Rocha and Angry Reilly as frustrated bartenders at the Mos Eisley Cantina? Love you guys.
No. Oh no!
I'm turning mics down.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Well, Sabrina, finish your thoughts. Finish your thoughts, Sabrina.
That's very rude.
They're the most exciting matches that I've seen, especially because they're live and they're going on. I'm always just like pacing around my living room. You get so invested in them, so I would definitely recommend, if you haven't watched them yet, get started, because they're good.
Yeah. Damon and I were messaging each other on Twitter throughout the whole match, and because he's on the other side of the wall, so of where Molly was, so Alex and I were just like back and forth, like, oh my God. So it was pretty cool.
Nice.
All right, what are we doing here?
Angry Reilly, Irish Rocha. You guys are bartenders at the Mos Eisley Cantina.
All right. Okay.
And action.
Reilly, what are you so upset about? No. What are you yelling about? No, son.
What the fuck do you think I'm yelling for? There are droids in the goddamn Mos Eisley. We don't serve their kind around here.
Yeah, well, look, you've got to expand your mind here, Reilly. We've got to start getting... Look, this club is not going to survive without some droid money.
Survive? Droids don't fucking drink. They're not buying it. It's not about them being droids. It's about them. Jesus Christ, get me somebody else.
Well, you listen. You go talk to IG.
You already pickled your brain.
All
right.
Look, I'm not talking to IG88. You go ahead and talk to IG88 and you kick him out of here. I'm not doing that.
What, IG88? I ain't talking that motherfucker.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
No, fuck that guy.
Keep my penis intact or cut.
Yeah. Fuck that guy. All right. Let's. Okay, I'll change it around then. We serve droids. Fuck.
Boom. Fuck. All right, Ben. What do we got next?
Find it real quick. There it is.
Good, because I'm going to get evicted from my apartment now.
Monkey 25
donated $20.
Thank
when
you.
Talking about Tom Hanks, that last scene in Captain Phillips may be the best acting I have ever seen.
That's good.
There may be better overall performances from Hanks, but that scene was utterly brilliant.
It's true.
Yeah.
Cool Cat 88 donated $20. Not sure if you guys saw this new movie news, but Twister rebooted Magic School Bus live-action movie with Elizabeth Banks as MS Friggle. And did you guys see the petition to remove Split from Netflix for misinterpretation of disorders?
What?
No.
That's I gotta break that down a lot. Hold on.
I 100% support that. If you guys need more information about the DID movement that's happening, watch. I did a great video of Anthony Padilla. He's another YouTuber I work with, and he interviewed people with DID, and they're very highly offended by Split. Really? It's actually a real thing because they get villainized a lot of times in public, and it actually literally causes them to create more alters for themselves because of how villainized and scrutinized they are to the public for something that they can't even control, and that's based around childhood trauma. So it's like it's a really serious thing, and people should really take it more seriously, for sure.
All right, fair enough. Man.
Wow. Okay.
Sorry.
And then how do we feel about live action Magic School Bus with Miss Friggle being Elizabeth Banks?
Maybe we should have started with the Magic School Bus.
Yeah. Sorry for getting dark. Just had to preach a message.
I don't know. I'm always on the fence with Elizabeth Banks because I think she's great in comedies, but I am not always the biggest fan of her in dramas. And certainly didn't like her in Power Rangers. I know a lot of people did, but it just wasn't my cup of tea. Or Brightburn. I didn't think she was 100% there. So we'll see. But this is a fun thing. So she could probably knock this out of the park because she's very funny and she has great comedic timing for things like this.
How many of you know the Magic School Bus other than RB3 and Sabrina?
I don't know.
Ben?
Wasn't it an animated series?
Yeah.
The book, right? Yeah.
That's why I'm wondering why they're going live action, because I feel like you lose a lot of that suspension of disbelief. Like if you make it live action and then low budget CGI when they go to the moon and stuff like that. Like they're going on these crazy adventures. Like make it animated.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
Nope. But I like a remake of Twister. I'm all for that.
Yeah, it's like. Sure.
What was that Richard Armitage movie? It was
Hurricane Heist.
No, that was amazing. That was so good.
It was worth every penny I spent on it.
That was worth exactly 90 minutes of my life. It was such dumb fun.
You love those things.
It was like Into the Storm or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was like that one was bad. That one was bad.
Yeah.
Monkey 25. Hey guys, what's up? Yo, did you guys see that the original Boba Fett toy made in 1979 is on eBay for $225,000? What? Who's buying? Love you guys.
Well, isn't there was I saw this thing, The Toys That Made You. It's a like a little Netflix series, and I think there was they did something where you could pre-order the action figures before they even came out. You just got a card that said you were going to get them. And so is that there was something with the Boba Fett that I can't remember. Do you know anybody about it? There was like two different Boba Fetts.
Alex Bat donated $20. Hey guys, Alex from Sydney here. Oscar Isaac is one of my favorite actors. My favorite performance of his is inside Llewyn Davis's performance is hair-breaking, and the singing and music are great. It inspired me to learn to sing and play guitar. Fluffy McMuncher donated $20.
Wow,
hey Reilly,
my
wife refuses to watch horror stuff, but she loved The Witcher. Can you give me any suggestions for TV or movies with a similar tone or horror elements as The Witcher without scaring her out of the house?
Oh God, something boring. Let's see.
Something like The Witcher?
That's tough.
That's a tall order right now.
Oh, The Witcher. Oh, I was thinking of The Witch. That one was horrible to me.
I know.
Just to me. But The Witcher, my wife couldn't get into that, and she was excited about that one for some reason. Is that a horror?
The Witcher? Well, it's got like horror elements to it with the fantasy.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say Willow or something like that, because that can be a little scary at some points.
Yeah, but I think The Witcher is a little bit more scary, and I know walks that line a little bit. Willow is made for kids. I mean, it really is. So and it does have good moments. I don't know. That's a tough one. I always go for new horror, newbies. I love Poltergeist, the original. But then I remember talking to somebody about it who saw it, and they're like, "That scared the bejesus out of me." I'm like, "Yeah, scary."
Watch the Dark Crystal series. That'll scare the crap out of you.
I think you know what, Ben. That's a good call, though. I think that's kind of where you could probably go.
Yeah.
Because the Dark Crystal is technically made for kids and has a nice edge to it. A little scary.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I don't think American Horror Story is particularly scary. I think that's a good entry point. But
are you insane? That first season when that rubber thing was coming out of the wall, you fucking
Yeah,
I turned
yeah.
it right off. I turned it right
I mean-
off RB3 and walked away and have never watched an episode since.
My bad.
I mean, you could always just try Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's not very scary at all.
That's
It's
true.
real looking or
Right.
just incredibly
Especially the original one.
upsetting. Yeah.
My bad.
Have her watch Willy Wonka, the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, the tunnel.
That boat scene. Whoo,
Yeah.
that'll get you.
Mm-hmm.
Raven, good morning, crew. Awesome seeing everyone, and welcome back, Reilly and Sabrina. My question: if y'all had to add one of the impressions or characters you've done on the show to your stand-up set, which one are y'all most confident in? Have a great Friday.
The one I've done the most, Drunk Brett. I've done that one in my stand-up set, so I don't know if that counts.
That counts.
I've never done stand-up,
cheater.
but if I do, I'll just go out there and yell at everybody.
Yeah.
Angry Reilly. Angry.
Yep. Just, the fuck are you doing here?
Hey, Lewis Black made a career out of it.
Still, right?
That's
Yeah.
true.
That's
That's
true.
true. So did Sam Kinison for a while.
Yeah.
I think you do the actually. I mean, the actually guys are great. I mean, the actually guys would be fun.
Oh yeah, your
Right?
your new
Oh,
one.
the white. Oh, I would. That was what I was gonna say. I can't do
Yeah.
the Luke. I can't do Luke on stage. Like, there's no way. But that one, I think I can have fun with. But I've never done stand up, so I don't know.
That would be great,
I mean,
RB3, a
Luke went on
full
stage.
5-minute set of just, and then you take questions from people and you just tear them apart for their opinions. Well, I mean, your views on that are totally...
your set RB3 is just crowd work and then just actualing everybody no matter what they say. I just want to see Sabrina like mic in one hand just doing this. Just doing this the whole time. Well, the thing about airplane food, darling.
No, I would do the Christian one that I just did today. That was probably my worst one yet.
No, that was good. That was pretty spot on. Yeah, that's pretty spot on.
Alrighty, guys. I'm gonna do a few more of these, and we're gonna continue them tomorrow. Thank you so much for all the support. We got over 500 likes. I really appreciate it. So come back tomorrow for sure, guys. And we're gonna do more actors, more performances. Awesome. And if we gotta go a little bit longer tomorrow, we gotta go a little bit longer because we have quite a few. So let me get through some of these.
Okay.
Nike 32. Hey guys. So about a year ago, my girlfriend and me was out walking, and some moron called her a cow, and I decked him. Police came. I look back at it. I should have walked away. Have you guys had to defend your girlfriend or boyfriend from a bad person? Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
So Sabrina, you take this one. Have you had to defend your boyfriend from anything?
Yeah. So I'm 5 feet tall. I can barely defend myself. So no.
That's not true. Don't you start that shit. And there's no way.
No, I can for sure take somebody.
A half Latina cannot defend him. Bullshit. You just revert to that Latina roots and you'll be fine.
Let's ask Sabrina this. Is it embarrassing if they take it too far and don't just let it, like, because I've done things that have made my wife like go, ooh, and then I've said things to people that have made her go, no. No. Like when I told a guy I would shove a bowling ball up his ass if he talked to my wife like that one more time. At my daughter's birthday party when she was 6. Wow. That was
who did you have over there saying shit to your wife?
This guy was being
it was the bowling attendee. It was one of the employees.
No,
I swear to God, if you don't get me a size 11 blue, I'm gonna shove this bowling ball up your ass.
You call these curly fries? Yeah.
They were next to us. He was just being a dick, and he kept talking to me like I was not part of the group or something. He goes, "Yeah, well, why don't you ask that bitch over there?" And I'm like,
That's
right.
my wife. Oh,
and
boy.
then I was never a good fighter, but I know how to talk crazy. Which and then I looked around. I used to always have big friends around, but that time I didn't. So I had to just keep that stare, like I was really going to do it.
I don't think I've ever dated any girl who couldn't, eviscerate somebody who tried to say.
Rocha, I was just gonna say.
Right? I mean, Julie would set people on fire.
Do you think? I mean, I won't have to say shit. Julie will just immediately. It's like I'm pretty
Julie's
sure
gonna be the one.
She's probably got a butterfly knife back there. And I thought,
probably if she'd heard this chat, she would have ran in from the other room. Excuse me.
Yeah,
What?
Julie prison shakes people. You'll be arguing with someone. Julie will come up behind him and go, and just walk away and then dump the knife in a trash can real quick.
He's gonna American me them.
I'm fine. I pity that guy, whoever he is.
Yeah.
I'd say some shit because it's just
like,
well, Have a good time, folks.
This is why Lindley immediately liked Julie the second she
I know.
Yeah,
and vice versa.
I know a gangster girl when I see one.
Yeah.
But on a serious note, it's probably best to always kind of just, you never want to cause a confrontation because you never know how, that dangerous that person could be, I guess. There's defending and then there's also getting yourself both, if you're walking in a dark alley or something, or but just
if someone yells something from across the street, ignore it. If it's like a in your personal space problem, sometimes you just have to deal with those things.
Yeah.
But you learn to de-escalate situations. If there's no way out of the situation, then there's no way out of the situation. I've been, I work around drunk people all the time, so I've dealt with that my entire life in LA. But there are plenty of ways to either you get the police involved or something like that, or just especially if it's like, oh, someone catcalling your girlfriend, ignore it. They're looking for attention. Your girlfriend obviously isn't gonna be like, oh, you want to fuck me? Okay, bye.
I think that's a big thing. They should teach de-escalation, like in school. That's something that a lot of us don't. You immediately have a knee-jerk reaction to stuff.
We know, John.
And,
We know, John. We know. We know.
Just in schools, Brett. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh, okay, yes. Well, it starts. I guess everybody goes to school first before they go to other academies.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, when I first moved out here, it was a lot different because people don't really catcall too much in Chicago. People kind of respect each other. And in Los Angeles, that is not the case. People are catcalling from their cars. They're catcalling from across the street. They don't care at all. So I had to learn to not get aggressive. I had to learn to be chill because I am smaller. So there's only so much I can do.
Right. Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
And there, Ben, you've been catcalled across the street?
Hey, I was walking around in a tank top in WeHo. I was getting catcalled.
Nice.
I was like, buy me a drink.
Oh, shoot.
All right, we are going to end on that note, guys. John, take us out.
Yeah, thank you all so much for watching us live here on SEN Live. And if you're watching us later, leave comments, leave likes. It's always important to keep pushing the algorithm of this show higher and higher for YouTube to notice it. Thank you to Mark Reilly. Thank you to Brett Sheridan. Thank you to Sabrina Ramirez. Thank you to Ben Goddard. And thank you to RB3 and Cate Mulligan for all stopping by today. And thank you all for sending your Super Chat, Streamlabs, and SCHMOEBOTS. Don't forget, we got IG tournament, IG matches happening. One today, one tomorrow, and of course that Star Wars tournament is on Twitch. All of that, go and enjoy it now, and we'll talk to you tomorrow with another live, brand new episode of SCN Live. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Take care until then.